All right, let's get started here.
No more heroes, it's hero begin. You can't show nobody but yourself. Nothing less to do.
Travis, it's kill or be killed.
All right. Let me adjust this slightly. I should start doing this before like the stream actually starts. But I hope everybody's doing well today. It is Friday. It is Friday. We made it through the end of the to the end of the week. Got one more day to go unless you're already off work. Into which I gotta ask, are you guys hiring? But we made it to the end of the week. Got through Monday, got through Wednesday, got through Thursday. Here we are Friday. One more day for some of us. Some of us may already be off of work. Some of us may not even have work today. For some of us, it might be our Saturdays. But either way, regardless of whether or not it's the weekend for you, keep pushing through, keep doing you, keep giving life your best effort. Because, hey, we're getting through it, we're making it, we're surviving. So give yourself a hand, clap yourself up for that. But today we're going to be discussing more gaming news before we try out this new appearing to be indie game. I know it's published by Amazon Studios, the gaming studio that they have, but also it's been developed by Glowmade. I believe that's the name of the company making it. It's called King of Meat, hence the go live notification if you're on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, you wouldn't have seen it, but that's why I named it Becoming the King of Meat. I'm pretty sure that's what the video title is on YouTube for the stream. Pause. It's kind of late now, right? But we're going to be discussing just a few things going on in the gaming space. I know if you're in the FGC, the Evo France is going on right now. And as far as the FGC goes, we have Armor King coming out next week as Season 2 DLC yet again. Really unfortunate that they chose to make this character DLC again for the second season. Him and Anna, which is kind of crazy. They're both Season 2 DLC in Tekken 7, and they made them Season 2 DLC in Tekken 8. I just want to talk to the person who thought that was a good idea. I'm glad they're back, don't get me wrong. They're very fun characters and a lot of people love them, myself included. Just kind of crazy to make them DLC again. That being said, we also have C Viper coming back, and she hasn't been in a Street Fighter game, correct me if I'm wrong, since what, Street Fighter 4? So very happy about that. That's a W. Wonderful thing. I'm gonna end up playing both characters more than likely, Armor King and C Viper. I don't know if I'll stream them, because I know I got to get through Dying Light. Maybe after, or maybe for like a day trying out Armor King and a day trying out Z Viper. Really got to see how it shakes out. But again, hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are having a great day. If you're not having a great day, hope things get better for you. Same thing if you're having a bad week, bad month, bad year. Just hope that you guys are all doing well. But we're going to get into this gaming news, because I did say one of the things we're going to be talking about is gaming news. And this is pretty big. Because if you're someone who remembers Assassin's Creed Shadows, played it, bought it, maybe you didn't. I think if you're in the gaming space on Twitter, you would have seen all the outrage and discourse surrounding the game. A lot of people really upset that they decided to go with Yasuke, a real life historical figure who was a samurai in Japan, regardless of what all the grifters and people who are red-pilled might say. He was a samurai, he was a retainer, he is someone who was highly respected over in Japan. But what does this have to do with Assassin's Creed and this current Assassin's Creed canceled game? Well, this canceled Assassin's Creed game? Is this Assassin's Creed game was going to take place in a civil war. And even more crazier than that, it would have had you playing as yet another black man. And seeing that all the publicity that Yasuke brought, the discourse, was probably better than any marketing that you could have had for the game. Granted, a lot of people claim to be outraged, but those people more than likely weren't gonna buy the game anyway. They claimed it was due to historical inaccuracy, but then again, I guess they turned their heads when Leonardo da Vinci had you using tanks in Assassin's Creed in the earlier franchises during Ezio's trilogy. I guess they're just gonna turn, a blind eye to fist fighting the Pope in the Vatican. Apparently that really happened. That's a real life thing. What exactly does this mean, and why exactly is this such a big deal? Let's go on to read, right? So a new report has outlined details about a now canceled Assassin's Creed game that was in development and was set to take place after the Civil War. According to the game's files, Stephen Totillo, a post-Civil War Assassin's Creed was in development at one point, but was ultimately canceled. The Assassin's Creed series has been going strong for almost 2 decades. I don't know if strong is a word now, but with countless entries spanning multiple eras, the historical action games have always been a staple for Ubisoft fans. The latest entry, Assassin's Creed Shadows, finally releases after a lot of delays and some controversy regarding one of its characters, Yasuke. While it has subsided, it may have led to a new entry being scrapped altogether, according to Totillo. They revealed that at one point, a title set post-Civil War was in development, and the game would have had former slave protagonist who returns to the South to confront the rise of the Ku Klux Klan. Now, I just want to say, if you're someone who played Red Dead Redemption 2, Mafia 3, one of the most popular missions in both of those games that they have in common is the fact that you're going in and slaughtering members of the Ku Klux Klan. Full on deserved. So to hear a company like Ubisoft, who is struggling financially, who needed someone to come and bail them out, Tencent, I believe, were the ones who had to do a bailout for them, where they had to sell off some of their IPs until a new subsidiary studio, Tencent, wanted them to start. Them having to come in and see a game like this to make money on a franchise that's already struggling. Don't get me wrong, Shadows had to do well, because if they didn't, Ubisoft may not be here today if Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't do relatively decent enough to keep that company afloat. Because after Far Cry 3, which is arguably one of their biggest successes, a lot of people have been getting that open world fatigue, because every game it seems like Ubisoft is releasing has you going here, clearing out an outpost, going in, doing some type of mission where you have to climb to the top of a tower to reveal the rest of the map. You constantly have mini-map icons pointing you from one direction to another, and it just feels, while the game is very open and while the games are very big, almost empty, and like you're constantly doing busy work or homework, which is a big red flag. So it just seems very strange that a company who is struggling with a franchise that is not doing the best at the moment turned down an opportunity to basically print money. Which apparently development was progressing well and the team seemed pleased with the project, but unfortunately sources informed GameFile that it ceased development due to several reasons. Key among them was the backlash of Shadows' Yasuke and the political climate of the United States at the time. So essentially they're giving in to all the grifters and didn't want to take the risk of receiving a bunch of backlash like they did with Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is just unfortunate. This is one of those situations where everybody always says in order to be successful in business, you have to keep your emotions out of business. Don't get me wrong, it is important to read what your client base wants, and especially gamers who are known to be fickle and very hard to please. But this game would have printed the money, because at this point in time, you saw a lot of people who were loyal to the franchise, a lot of people who really like Shadows, who really wanted, like myself, for this game to do well. So people were claiming this game was going to bomb or flop due to featuring a black man on the cover and a Japanese woman. Because don't get me wrong, they were saying the same thing about the female character, the female assassin on front at the same point too, that apparently women in Japan didn't exist. And that they weren't ninjas or couldn't be shinobi, like female shinobi just weren't a thing. Kunoichi weren't a thing. Geisha, like there's so many different things that were wrong with the backlash against Yasuke. And I forgot her name. Was it Naoi? I want to say her name was Naoi. Let me see here. Let me double check her name. Yeah, Naoi and Yasuke. There was so much backlash, but this would have done so well for them, because the people who were upset about this probably weren't going to buy the game anyway, and definitely were not upset about historical inaccuracy. They were upset about a black man being in a video game franchise they liked, and a woman being in a video game franchise that they liked, both as playable characters. It's really sad, because the moment that you want to see someone like yourself on the cover of a video game or in your favorite franchises, like as a black man, or for those of you who are women out there, did I phrase that right? That sounds kind of weird the way I put that, but it would be nice to see more of ourselves in media for characters that don't just necessarily play to a stereotype. It'd be nice to see, as a black person, a character on screen that doesn't have some form of black trauma in it. You know, not like a Tyler Perry movie or a movie where a black man's leaving his family behind, or it's not taking place during the crack epidemic. The FBI isn't trying to assassinate you or bomb your neighborhood, or it's not during, the slave era, which I guess this would be during the Civil War era and you're playing as a former slave, but still this would be nice to have a positive spin on it, at least killing members of the Ku Klux Klan, which would have been dope. Like this is easy money here. This is an easy bag here. Granted, I wish we could do something different, but still, it is nice to have like another black character star in one of the Assassin's Creed games. Would have been like, because remember Assassin's Creed Liberation had you playing as a black woman. Assassin's Creed 3 had you playing as a Native American man. Assassin's Creed Shadows has you playing as a black man and a Japanese woman. It's very nice to see diversity and for them to take the stories to different points, to be able to have different conversations instead of starring another grizzled old white man. We've had so much of that over the years. Gears of War, Call of Duty, The Last of Us, Part 1. It's Uncharted. There's so many different, Infamous, Prototype. There's so many different games like these. Not counting Prototype 2, because of course that started Black Dude, which was great. But if we could get more games with more diversity and more characters, that would be dope. And more settings, because it allows us to have a different conversation. It allows us to explore different avenues of storytelling that could add different themes and get people to see things from different perspectives. It's not just the same perspective told over and over again, slightly differently. It allows you to add subtext and different nuances to a story. Like that's one of the things where I guess Shadows, while it didn't do the best job of diving into it, at the very least it was in there. The fact that he was a black man in Japan and he stuck out and he ended up being so big and strong, which led to a whole different style of gameplay opportunities compared to now. If you wanted to play more like an assassin, you wanted to assassinate your targets, you wanted to have much more of a lighter touch, play as a ghost, you had that with Naui. And then if you wanted to be just this big giant hulking samurai, you had that with Yasuke, running through doors, kicking people off of maps and different things. It added two different gameplay styles and two different ways to experience the same story, which is why I think something like this getting canceled is a bigger issue than what some people may get. Some people may understand. But for those familiar with Insider Gaming's coverage, you'll be aware that we have extensively covered this Assassin's Creed franchise and its future releases. Although not mentioned by Totila, I can confirm this project was known as Project Scarlet. And as he mentioned, the game was canceled following backlash over Shadows' Yasuke. Still, before then, it was slated to be the next mainline RPG for the franchise, releasing in the fiscal year 2028, so around October 2027, which is just truly unfortunate because, again, this company is hurting for money. And if you're someone who hated them for including Yasuke and Naui in the game, now they're going to receive backlash for the people who thought this was going to be a good game, because this game could have very well bombed. I'm not going to say just because it's featuring, a black man or someone who represents more diversity in their games. I'm not saying if you have more diversity in your games that it's going to be a great game regardless. Like, no, your game still has to be good. You can have a lot of diversity in your game or TV show and it's bad. Take Velma, for instance. That is not a good show. A lot of people hate watch that show. But a lot of people were still interested because not only did Terry and Velma black, but they also like transformed some other characters and made them black as well. Had a new spin on it, but it just wasn't not good. Like, these things still have to be good. That's the biggest thing, is that if it's good and it's there, it's a great win for diversity. But if it's bad and it's there, it just becomes an excuse for everybody who is racist, everybody who is prejudiced and is discriminatory, to have ammo to be like, this is what happens when you go broke or go broke. It becomes another arguing point for those right-wing extremists to be like, this is why we should be this way. This is why we should keep this out of games. And I get so mad that they hijacked the word woke, because it used to mean like being aware, being awake, not falling for the same propaganda and messages everybody else is constantly trying to push to your subconscious and to you. You're in the know. You're knowledgeable about these things. I'm just so mad about that. And most of the time, these people don't even know what being woke is or what woke means. It just becomes a buzzword. It's this generation's buzzword for saying, another way of saying they don't like having black people and other people of color in their games or in their forms of media. They would just have everything be whitewashed and boring. Just crazy, man. It's a political buzzword. But I think this would have been dope, because the game was in development at Ubisoft Quebec, and from the information they were able to gather, it was led by game director Scott Phillips, who had previously worked on Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Odyssey. Both were well received. I know some people were mixed on Syndicate because it started two twins and it was a little different, and Odyssey was going even more in the direction of actual RPG, going from Origins. But Odyssey was fun. It was a huge game and there was a lot to do, so not everybody ended up finishing it, but it was still fun. But while the game was in the concept phase, everyone working on the project was seemingly thrilled. And I do gotta wonder, did they find out this game was canceled at the same time we did? Because, you know, game companies nowadays are good for that. But speaking of Assassin's Creed and the controversy, something else I wanted to actually just talk about too, which has similar things to do with the Assassin's Creed controversy, is gamers like these. Because Ghost of Yotei has been experiencing similar controversy as well. This image has been going viral, where somebody literally retweeted that if Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. And these are the same people who say they didn't want that Yasuke wasn't a samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Which is crazy to me, because very clearly these people on the left, these are not gamers, they are gooners. These are the people who don't play video games because they enjoy them. They play video games to look at their character all day. Like, this is Atsu on the right normally, and this is her on the left. That somebody, I don't know if they used AI, if they just went back and made this, but this is the problem with current gaming. This is one of the biggest problems in gaming currently. Like, when you have games like Marvel Rivals, what they're doing with their skins, which at the very least they made a good game before they started catering to the Gooner audience. At the very least, Stellar Blade, same thing here. Mecha Break, games like those are good games that also have Gooners in mind. Dead or Alive, one of the biggest franchises for fighting games that unfortunately isn't around right now, was known for its balance between jiggle physics and combos and the fighting system that it had there. Because if you were able to get past that, you had a really great fighting game at its core, but it also knew where the money was. Here, it's them trying to transform a normally perfectly fine looking video game protagonist into the protagonist of their desires and dreams. This is wrong. This is a big issue. This is a problem. What is, like, literally right here where they say, what the f is wrong with you people? This is literally them. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I want to zoom in, but it's only going to zoom in on her character. But like here, this is the poster. And then this is more accurate. Prawn addicts and then people, normal people. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But these are the type of people that are outraged about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then we're glad to hear that game taking place in the Civil War was canceled, because you won't be out there in the streets fighting their grandpa who's in the Ku Klux Klan, their great grandfather. It's crazy, man. But some good news. Let me close these tabs before YouTube starts taking down and demonetizing the stream. Or Twitch, for that matter. So, former Elder Scrolls Online employees have formed a new indie studio. Because the new indie studio formed from former ZeniMax employees with leads from Elder Scrolls Online and Project Blackbird has been revealed. Now, I don't know if this has to do with the recently canceled MMO they were working on, unfortunately. Because if you guys don't know, they were working on a different MMO. They wanted to do something different. They had more funding, a bigger budget, and wanted to do something better for it. And the leader, I believe the Suits, who were all in charge of the funding for the project, came in, saw it, talked about how good it was and that the game blew them away, and then they canceled it immediately right after that. It's unbelievable. I really don't know what's going through some of their heads when they see a game they really like and they really enjoy, and their first option, their first thought that comes to mind is to cancel it. But ZeniMax Online Studios, formed in 2007, had a massive following thanks in part to the Elder Scrolls Online, and the MMORPG has continued to bring in new players daily, selling almost $2 billion in sales since 2014. And unfortunately, due to the latest Microsoft layoffs, over 300 employees from the company were let go. This includes someone who worked on a yet to be revealed new IP called Project Blackbird, which Xbox canceled. However, it seems some of the laid off crew have come together to form a new employee-owned indie studio. Can we talk about this, by the way? Microsoft initially acquired all these studios to be releasing games, bringing in new IPs, and to help double down on the project they were already selling with Game Pass. So a big criticism from Xbox, not even a full 8 years ago, was the fact that they didn't have games. They had great hardware, they had Game Pass, but they didn't have any games to actually put on the Game Pass or put on the system itself. If you're familiar with the console wars, we had a big issue where people were constantly saying that, oh, PlayStation has all these other exclusives and Xbox really doesn't have anything to offer its players who actually own an Xbox. A lot of people were constantly talking about PC games and getting an Xbox and then streaming their Xbox games onto their PCs, like if they were backwards compatible. Wasn't the best look. And it was really going in line with what the original Xbox One was being advertised to be, which was just a system to watch TV on. So Microsoft went in and bought a lot of these studios. They bought Obsidian, and they had the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition. ZeniMax Studios was one of those studios. They had the studio that made Fable. They had essentially all these companies. Tango Gameworks with Hi-Fi Rush and Evil Within. And then not only did they not close a lot of them, but hearing that they had a potentially a new MMO on their hands that they actually liked. What's up, T? Yeah, you are indeed first. Welcome into the stream. We're currently talking about how Microsoft canceled the MMOs ZeniMax was working on. And if anybody who's familiar with the MMO space, you know that genre and that space is one of the most stagnant spaces that we have in gaming in general. Because it's always dominated by World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, Star Wars The Old Republic, games like those, MMOs like those, where every time a new MMO comes out, or even if you are someone who wants more of a Diablo-esque MMO, maybe like Path of Exile, or maybe more so Lost Ark, Grim Dawn, games like those. Well, not Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn I wouldn't call MMO, but more so Path of Exile and Lost Ark. Point is, if you're someone who's looking for a new MMO in the space, this would have been something that may have caught your attention, and Microsoft just outright canceled it like they did a lot of the other games, which is left a lot of us in dismayed and confused on why they acquired all these studios in the first place, just to close more than half of them down and not release almost any new IPs. It's like for the Outer Worlds 1 and 2, we get like 2 or 3 Redfalls on top of a studio being canceled. For every Hi-Fi Rush, we get this thing right here where a game that we were interested in gets canceled. Where's State of Decay 3? Where's the new Fable game? Like any of those games, you know? But I digress. Let me go forward. Let me see what we got here. Sackbird Studios officially announced, run by former ZeniMax Online lead. So that is the name of their new studio that they went in and formed themselves. We're seeing this a lot more and more recently, especially with the company who recently formed and made Expedition 33. Those were a bunch of ex-Ubisoft developers who were upset with the direction the company was going in and decided to leave and make their own game, and it was a smash hit. So I'm hoping to see the same here. But the tweet is as follows. Like, hello world, today we're proud to announce Sackbird Studios, an independent game studio based in Baltimore, Maryland. Built by friends who have spent years designing worlds, systems, and stories for players everywhere. This is cool. I actually like this because they're taking it on the chin that they were all let go, and then they decided to like, okay, well, since we're all let go, we all like each other, let's just start our own thing. I love that we're starting to see more of this. This is why a lot of people are supporting smaller companies and indie developers. But in the post on the new studios' blog, former leads at ZeniMax Online Studios have formed Sackbird Studios, and now the crew consists of 10 former employees at a Bethesda-owned studio. Many of them worked on the Elder Scrolls Online and the canceled Project Blackbird, and furthermore, it is entirely employee-owned and has already been funded for multiple years. In a statement, Sackbird Studios COO David Worley said, "After years in AAA, we wanted the freedom to take smart risks without waiting for a green light or chasing quarterly targets. We're fully employee-owned and funded, which means we only answer to people who are passionate about games." And this is why a lot of people were excited initially about the news of EA going private, because they wouldn't have to appeal to those investors and shareholders constantly. When your company goes private, you're not bugged down by quarterly reports. You don't have to make sure you're constantly announcing that you're making profits and that you're only making more and more money, because that's one of the worst things about capitalism is you always have to show that you're making more and more cash. and getting more and more money for projects, which is unfortunate. Like Steam, like if you're thinking of a private company versus a public company, think about what EA used to be versus what Steam is now. Where Steam has almost always been private to my knowledge. So they've been always able to do what they want and not necessarily be forced to make a move, which is why they could just sit there and do nothing every time if someone announces like a new platform, like the Epic Game Store, Origin, Ubisoft Connect, and more than half of those other launchers that have been released, which a lot of these developers have canceled their own launchers and then put their games back on Steam anyway, or if they still have them up, they just decide to put their games on Steam as well as their original launchers as well, because they realize how much money they were losing. But another statement this time from CEO Lee Ridout, I hope I said his name right, states that we're grateful for our time at ZeniMax Online Studios. It shaped us as developers and as people. And when I learned that Blackbird was being canceled and a lot of people were losing their jobs, it lit a fire. We realized the best way to protect our craft and our team was to create a studio where creative independence isn't negotiable. At the moment, the team is not ready to share its first title, but the promise is that it will launch on PC and consoles. While the team is grateful for the time they spent on ZeniMax Online Studios, it seems they aren't pulling any stops to ensure its work gets out the door. It'll be excited to see what's... Oh, I guess they meant they'll be excited to see what Sagbird Studio creates, especially if it takes time or takes from the canceled Project Blackbird. So that's cool. I hope their first game is dope. I hope the game is great. I don't want to see a studio like this struggle, because you love to hear stories about the underdog or the indie studio going on to do their own thing and it working out really well. So that's cool. Like what we're seeing now with Mega Bonk, Expedition 33, what we saw with Vampire Survivors, because they just got a big update. Deep Rock Galactic, which is made by a smaller company as well. So here's what we're hoping. Also got some Twitch news. I don't know how you guys will feel about this, but I decided to cover it just because it was such a big thing. I truly am conflicted on this, because a Twitch streamer live streamed themselves giving birth in front of 29,000 people. Like, I'm not really... Let's just read the article. Right? So Sci-Fi and Cyberpunk Media did not prepare y'all for this one. Twitch streamer Fandy is currently going viral online for giving birth during an 8-hour live stream for nearly 30,000 viewers. As any experienced Twitch streamer would do, Fandy helpfully gave viewers a heads up beforehand. My water just broke, so I think I'm going live. I'm going this live. Baby time. And she posted that along a selfie. Fanny had a home birth surrounded by friends, family, and 2 birthing specialists during a live stream that was tagged as World of Warcraft gameplay. And viewers were largely in shock, wondering if she was actually going to go through with it and this is truly the first birth on Twitch. I really gotta say, imagine your first memory coming into this world is your mom live streaming you being born on a streaming platform for more than 30,000 people to see. What's up, bro? How you doing, bro? We're just talking about the streamer giving birth on stream. And at this point, the world... This feels so dystopian. Because it feels as if like nothing is really sacred anymore. The parasocial relationships and streamers constantly oversharing and sharing so much, and the viewers feeling as if they are entitled to such a big piece of our private lives. Not even saying like I'm a big streamer or anything, but I've had people try to pry into my life on stream before, and having this happen, you know, granted it's her choice, it's her stream, it's how she wanted to do things. I'm worried about the precedent it sets, because people are always constantly seeking, when money is involved, the next best thing, right? How far can they take things? Like with the whole hot tub streams, where people were constantly borderline going full nude on the actual Twitch streams, to the point where they had to make a new hot tub category because it was becoming such a big meta that the just chatting category was filled with them. So they had to put it into its own separate category and wait until that bubble popped. So much so, some people built their careers off of it. And, you know, make your money how you make your money, but it's just, this is what I mean when I say like I'm worried about the precedent something like this sets. Because once one person sees that somebody else is doing it and being successful and making a lot of money, I'm curious to see what would follow this and what other people would start doing. And I wonder if other people might end up giving birth on Twitch. or doing something similar to try and push the volume, see what they can get away with, see what they can do. But Fanny had a home birth surrounded by friends and family and 2 birthing specialists during a live stream that was tagged as World of Warcraft gameplay. Viewers were largely in shock, wondering if she was actually going to go through with it. Yeah, I read that. Let me see here. But birth can be a difficult, messy affair, and it's not uncommon for laboring mothers to vomit, fart, or pass stool. The birth itself could have had complications that would play out on camera, and viewers would have been able to react in real time as there didn't seem to be a streaming delay. The birth was also happening earlier than Fanny expected. Before prime time, real-life bystanders told viewers that they were hoping to avoid the possibility of a 24-hour live stream, as Fanny takes sharp, deep breaths, and she can be seen checking Twitch chat on her phone. There's also a giant display in the background dedicated to her channel's Twitch chat, and fans watched along as Fanny was examined by a midwife who prepared her for the proceedings. During this time, viewers commented on everything from the baby's heartbeat to Fanny deliberating over her positioning for delivery. About 45 minutes in, the birthing professionals can be seen prepping the area with plenty of towers. I'm pretty sure they meant towels, plastic coverings, and an enlarging inflatable pool. Did I see Harada tweet? I haven't seen it, Trinetta, yet. What do you tweet? Let me see. I'll pull that up in a second here. I know Evil France is going on right now. We were talking about that earlier. You have to be my eyes and ears for that one. Let me tap that up. If he has anything like that he put up there, I'll check. Or do you have a link by chance? But yeah, I'm not going to play the video of this person giving birth on Twitch. But as word spread about the unusual live stream, the chat saw an influx of strangers who don't typically watch Fanny's content. At that point, viewers began debating whether or not Fanny should have been live streaming any of it at all. Critics called the stunt cringe, potentially unsafe, and wondered if it was even allowed under Twitch's content guidelines. Notably, Fanny's live stream never showcases any nudity and is not sexual in nature. Twitch prohibits graphic content, but much of the birth happens beyond the frame of the camera. Twitch does allow for educational content, but requires streamers to tag anything that could feature mature themes. Realistically, though, the existing Twitch rules likely do not account for the possibility of a streamer birthing a baby on a platform. So far, Fanny has been banned. In fact, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy dropped in on the stream to wish her well and offer congratulations. Much of the live stream is low-key as Fanny lays on her side, waiting for nature to take its course. She appears to be in pain, and her support network can be seen holding her hands and rubbing her back. A birthing specialist emphasized that the birth could move to a hospital if needed, and things started picking up around 5.5 hours in. At which point the pain seems unbearable for Fanny. But oh man, this is pretty. This is interesting. But this just goes into detail about the pain she's experiencing. I don't think you guys want to hear about that, which is unfortunate. But while this transpires, the chat becomes a sea of emotes referencing everything from 4chan memes to The Legend of Zelda's Tingle. Chat displayed a particular predilection for typing push in all caps as Fanny tries her best to hold it together. It's going to be crazy intense, and on the other side of that is bliss. A midwife tells Fanny in mid-contractions. It takes just under 8 hours for the baby's head to become visible, but once it starts crowning, everything else happens quickly. Baby comes out and begins crying almost immediately. It's a girl. And the chat erupts into endless purple hearts, which is shorthand for Twitch itself rather than passing out cigars. Twitch chat opts to gift each other subscriptions to Fanny's stream, and the live stream doesn't end after the baby arrives. Instead, the crew rearranges the camera into a new location where Fanny lays down with her baby at the... Yeah. So that's interesting. But they say that honestly, the whole thing is a credible yet surreal spectacle that's worth scrolling through. Beyond the whole miracle of life thing, it's wild that to watch an army of humans reacting to it in real time. While many of them say insane things like "I was here," there's no shortage of ridiculous responses to Fanny's boundary-breaking streams. Some of my favorite highlights. Oh god, time to backseat a birth, character creation in real time. Shouldn't this be a hot tub stream? Has chat voted on a name yet? Yeah, I think you can kind of see where this is going. Before her troubles, Fanny gained 5,000 new followers on Twitch and millions of impressions on social media sites like X. Is this whole thing dystopian? Absolutely. But then again, everyone around Fanny met the moment behind a phone camera as well. When Twitch streamers do everything from eat and sleep in front of eager eyeballs, it's shocking that it took this long for a birth to happen on Twitch. I'm hoping that stuff like this doesn't get normalized because I think it gives a lot of people the wrong impression. Like I said before, parasocial relationships are a big thing on Twitch. And just with any social media and public figures in general, to the point where it becomes very dangerous. So much so that A lot of Twitch streamers, this is a perfect segue to the next article, have been pulling out of TwitchCon due to safety concerns. Because earlier this year, a Twitch streamer was actually murdered by a fan, which is always sad to hear. You never want to hear about someone losing their life like that, or just dying in general. But a Twitch streamer, this kind of thing has been going on more and more. And as people have been doing IRL streams, some people have been getting tracked down in real life and harassed by people on the streets. So much so that Twitch is now working hard to put streamers' mind at ease as TwitchCon approaches, and they've been releasing a statement regarding safety at the event as more broadcasters back out. TwitchCon 2025 is coming up from October 17th to October 19th in San Diego, California, and this will be the 10th year of TwitchCon, but despite being such a massive event, some of Twitch's top talent will not be attending. I know it's unfortunate. I will not be there at TwitchCon. Let me stop playing. But a number of high-profile streamers expressed concern for their physical safety at TwitchCon. Valkyrie, QT Cinderella, Pokimane, Hassan, and Asmongold all announcing that they will not be attending this year. And many of them are worried about potential violence toward themselves or their fans, with QT Cinderella citing the murder of Japanese streamer Irie Sato, who was stabbed to death during a live broadcast by a hater in March of 2025. So just earlier this year, and Hassan referenced the September 10th assassination political commentator Charlie, saying he was worried about putting his fans into crosshairs if some psycho freak decided to target him in person. Wall Twitch CEO Dan Clancy addressed these safety concerns during a patch notes stream in September. TwitchCon continued to come under scrutiny as more and more streamers pulled out the event. But on October 8th, 2025, the company reiterated its focus on security at TwitchCon in a blog post, and the post Twitch acknowledged the recent uptick in concerns from attendees and laid out the ways in which they are working to keep visitors safe. Apparently, Twitch promised robust security measures within the TwitchCon venue, including robust screening procedures at all entries, along with rigorous access control protocols.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't spread over every egg. Why won't you die? Can't hurt me, Jack. Nanomachine, son. Don't fuck with this senator. Die! Die, you piece of shit!
Great game. Great game. What's up, Morty? Hope you're doing well. We're just discussing some Twitch news, some gaming news.
J.Deep says, I started my journey to become a better person the moment I chose you. You forever altered the course of my life. You're the reason I can't sleep when you're not around. You're the reason I yearn to be touched when you're busy. You're my first. My last. My ever gawk gurgle gurgle gawk cough gawk gurgle gawk gulp. Yeah, take that. Speechless.
Oh, Lord. You know what's crazy about this is that the text-to-speech pronounces all of that. It didn't used to do that. It used to skip some of the words. It used to not say them. But I guess, you know, technology, this is the worst it'll ever be, so it's only going to get more advanced. Oh my goodness. I guess it's never too late to change, become a better person, or become something more worse. That's funny. That's funny. But welcome in, Jay. Welcome in, Morty. You have no computers to work on. Both a good and bad problem, right? Because now what? You're getting paid to do nothing, or you just kind of, but you're also sitting there bored. We're just currently going over TwitchCon, trying to convince more streamers that they're going to be safe when they go there, because a lot of top talent is pulling out due to the safety concerns. So Twitch is now, of course, responding in kind by beefing up security and trying to show that they're taking active measures to make sure streamers are safe. Back to the shadows. Got to wrap up my work day. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your work day, Jay. And then it doesn't take too long. Same with you as well, Morty. You rather be home? I feel that. I feel that. But the event will also have a command center staffed by highly trained security teams to monitor the venue at scale and keep an eye on any possible incidents. So probably a security operations center is what this is sounding like. It should in a nutshell. Bet. MDS, what does MDS stand for again? Oh, never mind. Never mind. But they reiterated that anyone who has been indefinitely suspended on Twitch will not be granted entry to TwitchCon, saying that attendees who break their events code of conduct will be removed and possibly banned from future Twitch events, including TwitchCon. Finally, Twitch said that it's partnering with San Diego Police Department. I immediately said that, and I read what you put, and I just had to think to myself,
This nigga serious?
But Twitch said that it partnered with the San Diego Police Department and confirmed that armed and uniformed law enforcement will be present on site, as well as security and plainclothes personnel. We continuously evaluate and enhance our security protocols based on real-time information and best practices, and we work closely with attendees to accommodate additional security needs. Now, TwitchCon San Diego is for community and celebration. We're focused on making this year's event the best one. Twitch's statement follows a slew of criticism towards past TwitchCons. For instance, Asmongold claimed he would not be attending due to previous incidents that took place at the event, such as one streamer breaking her back in a foam pit. Yeah, that foam pit was catching bodies. I know some people twisted their ankles. The streamer broke her back. Some other people were getting injured because they thought the foam pit was a lot deeper than what it was. Like this one right here. But the broadcaster, Nimpole, getting sexually harassed by another streamer. Oh, man. This last incident was viewed as especially egregious and caught on camera as it happened.
Are you out of your mind?
And they had expressed frustration with Twitch after words are hard. In the aftermath, saying the company didn't contact him about the assault once TwitchCon was over. That being said, Twitch has maintained a stance that is dedicated to making TwitchCon a safe experience for all attendees this year, and has taken increased measures to prove it. We'll see. We'll see. All the crazy stuff that happens at TwitchCon makes me not want to go. I will say, if you're someone who wants to go in and meet Twitch staff and just get an idea how it works from a business perspective to better understand like how to grow, foster certain relationships, meet other creators, it's great for that, but not much else. And personally, I haven't gone, but I say this as someone who's been watching the event closely, who's known people who have actually went and have been there multiple times. So hopefully it's a lot better this year than it has been in the previous years. I did that at Evo Vegas. Hey, great thing for building relationships, great thing for fostering, meeting other people in the community. But of course, this one being dedicated to streaming versus being dedicated to fighting games. So yeah, I could see that. Like that's how I ended up getting my Razor Kitsune and other fight sticks and stuff like that, and being interested in more and more fighting games. Was me when I went to Evo 2 years ago. Evo was very fun. Evo's always a good time. I would have gone this year if I could have, but I just didn't and couldn't. Next year though, I'll be there. I will be there. If nothing else, if no other cons, if no other events that I go to, Evo's always at the top of my list. But I do want to start going to Combo Breaker and everything else like that. I don't know about Evo now due to who owns Evo now. I really got to see what it's looking like. But if not Evo, there's always Combo Breaker. There's always Frosty. There's always my locals. That being the biggest thing here, the biggest lesson, support your locals if nothing else. It's always a big thing. Grabbing your Gen Con tickets today. I feel you. Saving for Frosties. Nice. Yeah, if I can make it to Frosty, I can actually end up meeting more people, because Frosty always takes place where? Chicago, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the Western Chicago, Lombard, Illinois. Yeah. So I definitely want to go there, because it's never truly that far compared to other cons and other events. Few of my friends go continuously every year, so I need to go. But yeah, that'd be dope. It'd be nice to meet you in person, Trinetto. Yeah, see some of you guys who are also into fighting games and everything. That'd be dope. I'm always down for that. But we talked earlier about how a studio, after the game was canceled, they went in and made their own studio. And I really get heartbroken in moments like these and stories like these, because I actually bought this game and I was hoping they'd fix it. It was rough around the edges. It wasn't the best. A lot of people were mixed on it, but they kept working on it. And unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like it wasn't enough, because development has ended on a Hyper Light Breaker, as Studio Heart Machine says it's making layoffs. And this is what I mean. For every game that's a breakout success, like Expedition 33, Mega Bonk, Lethal Company, Repo, Peak, Water Park Simulator, Power World, you have like 5 or 6 Hyper Light Breakers, unfortunately. There's a lot more games, a lot more studios who don't get that hurrah moment where things don't quite click and where they may have to shut the doors and lay people off. And it's just truly unfortunate every time. Like, contrary to popular belief, when I report on this news and I talk about the negative things that happens with these bigger companies, I don't like seeing things fail. I don't like seeing studios close their doors. I don't like seeing people lose their jobs. But it was a prequel to Hyper Light Drifter, and unfortunately it's had mixed reviews while in early access. And not only is it ending development on the game, but they also are laying off some staff, as I said previously. But Heart Machine, which previously released a critically acclaimed Hyper Light Drifter in 2016 and Annapurna published Solar Ash in 2021, they released Hyper Light Breaker on Steam Early Access back in January. And this game is a prequel to Hyper Light Drifter, but rather than an overhead pixel art action adventure game, it's a third-person polygonal one. And user reviews for this game have been mixed during its early access phase. 67% of the 22,580 reviews it's received to date being marked as positive on Steam's digital storefront. Now, the studio's confirmed that the game developer that the early access period is ending for Hyper Light Breaker after around 9 months, with development of the game coming to an end. Heart Machine also stated they will be laying off staff as a result of the game's development ending, though it hasn't confirmed exactly how many will be affected. And like I said, like games like Baldur's Gate 3 and Hades 1 and 2 being able to release in early access and then go on to develop to become the great games that they are, I was hoping. You always hope that that's what's going to happen with the next game, the next indie title, but it's just unfortunate when it doesn't happen. But as we wrap up our work on Hyper Light Breaker, we've had to make the difficult decision to part ways with a number of talented team members. This is not our ideal path, but rather the only one available given the circumstances. And while this path will include a conclusion on the project, it reflects broader forces beyond our control, including shifts in funding, corporate consolidation, and the uncertain environment many small studios like us are navigating today. The studio laid off some of its staff last November, but said at the same time that it hoped the strong and timely release of Hyper Light Breaker could rekindle opportunities for those who were let go. So this game was apparently originally planned to hit early access in 2023, but a number of delays saw it being pushed back by 2 years. It's mad unfortunate. But we got the last couple articles of the day before we start playing King of Meat. I know we talked a lot about Microsoft and what they've got going on and the fact that they weren't doing $1,000 consoles, but it appears that may or may not be the case with if these new leaks are to be believed. Now keep in mind, this Xbox Magnus leak is a rumor. It's not confirmed. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't think Microsoft themselves have even officially responded to it. But with the way this business is going and the way they've been nickel and diming their consumers, lying to them, deceiving them, I wouldn't put it past them to charge $1,000 for a console or $800 for the next console that they wanted to do. Because now one Series X, I believe, is the same price as a PS5 Pro, which is supposed to be targeted towards enthusiasts, depending on which version of the Xbox Series X that you get, of course. Still, it's too much money. But a new leak has revealed details on the next-gen Xbox Magnus processor, which could give the console a hefty price tag but better performance than the PlayStation 6, which, of course, none of these consoles even out yet. But as the current console generation comes to a close, all eyes turn to the next, with both Microsoft and Sony confirming there is hardware in the works, remaining tight-lipped about the details. And now it seems that the next Xbox may lose to the PS6 on price but beat it in terms of power. Despite some rumors to the contrary, Microsoft has confirmed it's actively working on future Xbox consoles, even if it's opted for a partnership with Asus for its new handheld. Beyond that, though, the company has not offered many details about what to actually expect, and there have been comments about it being akin to a PC and confirmation that AMD will be involved, but not many specifics on price or performance, and a new leak may offer some more insight. But in October 8th YouTube video, notable hardware leaker Moore's Law is dead dug into Magnus. The processor AMD is reportedly making for the next-gen Xbox, claiming it will be more powerful than PS6. Magnus will be reportedly the largest APU in a gaming console in history, and more importantly, boasts a whopping 68 RDNA 5 compute units, up to 11 CPU cores, and up to 48 gigabytes of GDDR7 RAM. Now, in an earlier video, Moore's Law is dead, claimed the PS6 will feature up to 48 RDNA 5 compute units and 8 CPU cores, so the Xbox will certainly have an upper hand on specs. Moore's Law is dead said he expects this to result in a slightly better performance, but the gap may not be too noticeable when playing on large TVs rather than a monitor. I'm gonna stand beside Xbox whether it's fortunate or unfortunate. Oh man, crazy. But the video also suggests that the next Xbox's hefty hardware will cost a pretty penny, estimating that Magnus could drive the next gen Xbox above the $800 mark, potentially reaching as much as $1,200. That may be unwelcome news in light of how Microsoft recently raised Xbox prices the Xbox Series S and X costs. On top of increased the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription price, but Moore's Law is dead, theorized that the new Xbox may be more of a PC competitor than a direct alternative to the PlayStation 6. This is crazy, man. Huge red flag, man, because like, not even attacking you personally, Morty, but that attitude right there is exactly why we are today in gaming, because there's more and more studies and data showing that this is only happening and that they're only charging these prices and companies only making these business decisions because niggas keep buying it. It's the hyper enthusiast who really wants the new piece of technology. It's really the people who don't care about the price who blindly support these companies. We got the Minish Cat Mafia if you're on the Nintendo side. What's up, Dana? We have the Sony ponies, the Xbots, and then the PC Master Race is not left out of this either, because they for some reason love paying $5,000, $3,000, $8,000 for a graphics card for one piece of a computer. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. We have to remember. We have to remember. Economics 101. Group economics here. Your purchase affects me and my purchase affects you. So if I went in and bought this $500 skin in a video game, that is definitely going to affect you in some way, shape, or form, because companies know niggas will buy it. Every time. What's the first thing out of somebody's mouth when they hear something like this? If you're broke, just say that. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, if you can't afford to get your money, I'm not your funny. Like, it's always the hustle culture. It's always gaming's biggest enemy, which is capitalism. We're seeing a company report record-breaking profits, claimed to have been making $1 billion from Game Pass and claiming that the Game Pass is sustainable. And you know what they did? They looked us in our very eyes, into our souls, and were like, we appreciate you for being such lovely customers, for giving us all this money. In fact, we know you're gonna give us more money. It's unbelievable. So we're gonna raise these prices. We're gonna nickel and dime you whenever and wherever possible, because why? We know you're gonna buy it. Well, what they say about Diddy? If Diddy want a party, you gotta tell him no. This is the equivalent of everybody saying, if Xbox want a party, you gotta tell him no. And I'm not someone who is loyal to any corporation or any company. Like, as much good as I talk about Steam and other companies and other studios, keep in mind, they could turn around tomorrow and start doing the same thing, and I would be on their asses too. Diddy only got 4 years, by the way. I know. Somebody tell Kid Cudi to leave the country. His life is in danger. It's just unfortunate. But it's crazy. Yeah, since you didn't cancel your subscription, you get to stay at $20, but we have to contextualize this, right? We have to contextualize business practices like this. A lot of people will look at that as a W, but keep in mind, the only reason they did this is because people were what? Running to cancel their Xbox Game Pass subscription so much that the site crashed. Going to show you that your wallet and my wallet matters. If you are unhappy with any company making a business decision, the best thing to do is to stop giving them your money. That is all they care about. Time and time again, that is all these corporations will care about. Very rarely do you have a company that is very pro-consumer. But if you want them to change, you want them to make a difference, let them know. But keep in mind, this is Xbox. This is the same company who back in 2023 said because of the Activision Blizzard acquisition, that Game Pass prices wouldn't increase in the first place. And what did they do 2 years later? They increased the Game Pass prices. Like, we have to be aware. We have to stay conscious of what these corporations and companies are doing. And this isn't even the first, the second, or third time they've raised prices. It's like the fourth or fifth. They've raised these prices twice in 1 year. There used to be 2 tiers of Game Pass. There are now 3. They're working on putting ads into cloud gaming. They're testing it currently right now to see where it lands. Not to mention the Microsoft rewards point, the rewards program has been gutted. has been gutted. It is no longer the same rewards program it used to be. You used to be able to buy a Game Pass membership with the rewards program. And guess what they did the day before raising the prices of it? They took away the ability to actually earn memberships with that program. It's one of those things where now, if you don't cancel your subscription, they're like, oh, okay, if you keep your current subscription, we'll make sure not to raise it. Keep in mind, this is a company now strong arming you into forcing you to keep a subscription that you weren't necessarily going to be keeping if they raise the price. Because now what some people are saying is that, oh, my subscription isn't going to go up to $30. Why would I need to cancel? They're preying on that individuality. They're preying on the fact that you think it won't happen to you until the next time where they go and raise up that tier's price. Because keep in mind, Game Pass Ultimate, that tier is now $30, but they also raised the tier of PC game, the PC Game Pass, and they gave you a core one for $10. So what people are gonna say, oh, $30 is too rich for my blood, I'm gonna go with the one for $10. Oh, you know, $10 is not quite enough hitting it for me, I'm gonna go with the one that's $16. They're trying to catch stragglers any way that they can. They're trying to hit you where you might think, okay, I'm getting a deal in some way, shape, or form, as they're taking advantage of you. Yeah, push the update before announcing. Yeah, that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to catch people who are just like, okay, well, who had the knee-jerk reaction of going to cancel once they saw the price increase. Now they're trying to placate those people who were going to have the knee-jerk reaction of canceling by just being like, hold on, wait, not you. Everybody else's prices won't increase. And keep in mind, the words that they use were they won't increase at this time. As of right now. So in the future, tomorrow, they could come back and say like, oh yeah, we're increasing your prices now. So keep in mind, at first, the pricing itself was not regional either. Game Pass for you in Canada is not $30. Game Pass for you in Brazil is not $30. 50% to us is 100% in Brazil. Game Pass pretty much costs as much as a game or a console over there for them. It is crazy, man. This is why I say, like, it's important to do your research and remain knowledgeable. And unfortunately, like, a lot of people look at knowledge or having any idea what these companies are doing as either too much, either being overly negative, and it's hard to pay attention. Because while it is true, ignorance is bliss, truly knowledge is power. Because if you're noticing the pattern and trend that they're going in, not just Xbox either, because Sony has been doing it too. They've been increasing their prices and doing shady things behind people's back as well. But if you're paying attention, you notice a trend that's going on here. They're saying they're not going to do one thing and then do it anyway. And that is what I promote more than anything, is just remaining knowledgeable. And that's why I read this news the way that I do. I try to give you guys not just what's going on now, but the decisions that brought us here and got us here in the first place. Which is why I always tell people, like, when someone's spending $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 on 10 different builds in 2K, you can thank them for being the reason why 2K is ass every year. That is the person you need to look at. When someone's pre-ordering games every year, regardless of how well or how bad they're going to do or how good or how bad the company is, that is the person you can thank. Now, if you're someone who just wants to play their games in peace and be left alone, cool, fully respect it. But if you're someone who constantly complains about the state of gaming and says gaming is dead because of all the corporations have been doing, and then you turn around and do that, then you and I have a problem. Because it doesn't matter, because you're giving them their money, you're giving them your time. Rant aside, though. Rant aside. This is all a leak, like I said, all a rumor, so nothing is confirmed. It just wouldn't surprise me because I know what this company is capable of now. But the video also suggests that the next Xbox's hefty hardware will cost a pretty penny, estimating that Magnus could drive the next-gen Xbox above the $800 mark, potentially reaching as much as $1,200, like we said before. That may be unwelcome news in the light of how Microsoft recently raised the Xbox Series and S and X costs, like I said before again. And, oh, yeah, I read that whole paragraph, yeah. But making the next-gen Xbox is more in line with gaming PCs than a conventional console does line up with early rumors about the system. But of course, nothing is certain until Microsoft makes an official announcement. And it may be a while before that happens too, as current rumors suggest a new Xbox could come out in 2027, although that too is unconfirmed for now. So we talked about the new Xbox leak, but we actually do have some more information about the PlayStation 6. Apparently some things they've been working on. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. It's on Twitter. According to Nick Tech official, PlayStation just released a new video of Mark Cerny and Jack Hyun talking about PlayStation 6, which is codenamed Project Amethyst, which is going to come out in a few years. Neural arrays, which will allow for more efficient and better upscaling. So their PlayStation's version of upscaling. Ray regeneration and new ML features, which I'm assuming stands for machine learning. PlayStation 6 will support path tracing, better ray tracing and path tracing performance via radiance cores, and universal compression, which drastically reduces memory bandwidth usage for allowing for high fidelity games. So yeah, right. Convenient leaks when Sony starts openly discussing the PS4. This is what I'm worried about though, because every time I hear ray tracing, that a company wants to form ray tracing, this little noise goes off in my head. Because regardless of how powerful your system is, if you play with ray tracing on in almost any game, you're losing between 20 to 40 frames, which is the difference between being playable and unplayable for some people. And some games have it to where you cannot turn that off. You have to have ray tracing on in some way, shape, or form. This is a technology we did not ask for, by the way. Companies just started implementing it and putting it in and just think that this is what gamers want. Like, if I remember correctly, let me make sure I actually look up what it is for sure, because I don't want to give you guys misinformation about what ray tracing actually is. But if I remember correctly, looking at this definition, it's a computer graphics technique that creates realistic 2D images from 3D scenes by simulating the physical behavior of light rays. So instead of generating the light rays from different light sources in a video game, it traces rays from a virtual camera through each pixel of the image onto a 3D scene. And it bounces off the different surfaces, and it calculates color based on how they interact with objects to produce accurate effects like soft shadows, realistic reflections, and refractions. And this is what you will see if you're playing a game like Control, where you might see the puddles look very realistic and the light is reflecting off of them. The walls, same thing. Mirrors, any form of glass. Like games like Minecraft, or if you hear like RTX on versus RTX off, like NVIDIA's version of ray tracing, that kind of thing. It's a lot of technology to make the game look better, but also you end up losing so many different frames. A lot of gamers just don't bother with it at all, because if you're someone who wants your game to look good but still wants decent performance, ray tracing is an option you probably wouldn't use unless you could. The lighting looks amazing. The game is trash. The writing is half if we overwork our employees. But look at this lighting. Look, it's so beautiful. Right. We may have laid off a couple thousand employees, but the sun looks nice. Like it's bad, man. It's bad. But this is why baked lighting always looks better. Like if I look at Batman Arkham Knight graphics, let me see here. If I can find it. This is recorded on somebody's phone. I don't want to show that one. So this comes from the creator, Luke Stevens. I'm not really going to be playing it from his perspective in terms of sound, but he talks about it and how a game like this can look really good, because the Batman games, they look fire. Like Arkham Knight looks fire for the time, especially. And this game came out quite some time ago. If I remember correctly, Batman Arkham Knight came out, what, 2012, 2014? 2015. I'm a few years early. 2015. So let's actually look at the graphics real quick.
So focused on trying to be bright and vivid and colorful.
So this is like literally going back and forth between Suicide Squad and this game.
The game's all different. The other side,
Like, look at the screenshot. They didn't use ray tracing for this. When you see the moon here, the vision of the city, the way the water is reflecting off of the cape as he's gliding, they didn't use ray tracing for that. This is all baked in lighting. They did this in-house.
is that artistically they were going for a very,
That's really what it is, because it's them promoting polishing and tear it sometimes.
with Arkham Knight,
Well, majority of the time, actually.
with
Like, look at this.
Suicide Squad. One of my problems with Suicide Squad, and honestly with a lot of these modern games, is that they are so focused on trying to be bright and vivid and colorful that the games all start to feel the same. And I was actually relatively recently
You said it better than I could have said it myself.
an individual who is an art director and has worked on some pretty big, like multi-million-dollar games. And they were telling me how they really want to stand out, and there's pressure to do something unique and to do something that players don't expect, and to not just do what was done before. And that pressure pushes them to try and go for the vivid colors, go for the brighter stuff, go for the more colorful stuff to try and stand out. But what ultimately just ends up happening is
Crazy.
it ends up looking identical because everybody's trying to do the same thing. And in this case, I mean,
But I think that would be like a good example to like show why, at least somebody else's thoughts on why ray tracing is just such a bad thing and why it's gotten so bad in games, because everybody's trying to do the same thing. They're trying to make these games look good. They're trying to make these games look gorgeous, but not enough people are wondering about their game performing really well, or the fact that it's fun in the first place. Like Mega Bonk. This game looks like it was made in the 90s. It is one of the smash hits today with an art style like this. This is how the game looks. This is how this game looks. Like, it's just wild. Because it goes to show you these companies are worried about all the wrong things, man. And then somebody's comment here, why do they focus so much on something that's not even a majority of PC gamers use? And they mainly talked about the efficiency and pipeline improvements that result in better performance with these technologies. Because like I said before, if you're using these, they performed awfully. And the reason so many people don't use it is because of the performance hit. Like, even if the game looks better, it doesn't matter if your game is running at 15 frames. But man, like I said, rant aside, we got our last two trailers of the day. Then we're gonna get into playing King of Meat. Let me close this window, open this. We got a new costume trailer for one of the characters in Street Fighter 6. The Harada tweet. Yeah, could you link it for me, Trinetta? I haven't seen it still. I don't know which one you were referencing. I've seen quite a few of his tweets. I don't know which one you're exactly referencing.
My loyal fans!
Well, they brought Mecha Zangief back in Street Fighter 6.
Look at this body of iron!
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll check it right after this.
On all of you! It's time to get serious! This is your last ride! Let's go!
I love it so much. Now, I hope this is a trend that we get more outfits like these, because a lot of people have just been begging them for character costumes, but they keep coming up with costumes and cosmetics with avatars or stickers. When in Street Fighter 5 and in Street Fighter 4, we had a lot more cosmetics with actual characters. People want to give the companies and developers their money. It just has to be worth it, of course. Let me see here. Once Evil France is over, we now have the chance to see each other for quite a while. I'm truly grateful to all of you for everything. Ooh, I wonder what this means. It could mean that because of the way season 2 is going, that they really have to buckle down, and really just focus on and work on the game itself. Because for those who don't know, Tekken 8 Season 1, a lot of people had a lot of fun with the game. Yeah, they had some gripes here and there, but in comparison to Season 2, what people are mainly saying is that the game does a lot great, but if they just tone down the heat a little bit and focus more on defense, the game would be amazing. Like, it would be everything everybody was hoping Tekken 8 was going to be. And Harada and everybody who was at the forefront of it all came in and we're just talking about it and saying like, oh yeah, they had a Tekken talk where they were talking about they were going to focus on defense. They were going to focus on a lot of the different criticisms people had about the game in the state that the game was in, to tone down heat mechanics, to tone down the damage, to make sure the game wasn't quite as volatile, and that there was equal opportunities on defense and offense, so people could sidestep instead of having to guess for like 50-50s and tracking moves and constantly getting clipped and hit by things to the point where defense felt awful. A lot of characters felt overtuned. A lot of people were crying for like, not crying, but calling for Nina nerfs, Dragunov nerfs, Brian nerfs, characters like those, because they were a little too overtuned, a little too good. Lily, Asuka, well, I don't think Asuka needed to be nerfed at this time. I think it was until season 2 where she became a huge problem. I could be wrong about that though. But the game had some issues, but a lot of people, overwhelmingly, I would say 80% really enjoyed it. Now it's flipped. 80% hate it, and 20% of people may actually be having fun with the game, because when they were talking about buckling down, making patches for the defense, cutting down how offensive the game is and how oppressive offense can feel, they did the opposite. They cranked it up even more. They gave people tracking moves. They buffed a lot of characters' weaknesses, which took away not only part of their identity, but also started homogenizing a lot of different characters and making them super strong. Going with the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure rule of balance, where if everyone's super, no one is. If everyone's stand is overpowered, no one's stand is overpowered. Granted, it worked a lot better in JoJo. It does not work here in Tekken. Does not work here in Tekken, where you whiff a button and you give up your turn, and now you're guessing for 5 minutes straight, 50-50. You're gambling in a casino, a lot of people have been saying. A lot of Tekken talks, a lot of different announcements they've had about the game has been overwhelmingly negative. Does not matter if they've had any changes and any responses to the criticism. Everybody is saying how much the game sucks, how much they do not like it. Overwhelming to the point where people who were interested in Tekken and wanted to come to Tekken and who were like, oh, okay, this game is fun, let's see what the community is saying about it. And you see all of this? It's pushing a lot of people in the game, and for a second, a lot of people were being Street Fighter 6 refugees, which is kind of ironic to me, because if you had a lot of people who were going away from Tekken 8 to Street Fighter 6, a game that's known for strike throw mixes and 50-50s and guessing, they weren't going to have a good time there regardless. So a lot of them ended up coming back to Tekken with the changes they were making, because they did make some positive changes. They did walk back some of this stuff. The problem is it's not happening fast enough for anybody. A lot of it, they're going at a snail's pace. So not only do they have the Tekken World Tour, which is a series of tournaments that happen throughout the year, what they've been doing is they've been coming out with updates slowly but surely, but not trying to change the game too much, because they want their pro players to be able to adjust to the changes and be able to adjust to the current state of the game before they do anything overwhelmingly different. So for instance, if a move that was launch punishable previously that is not launch punishable all of a sudden like 2 days later, it may not affect you and I nearly as much as it would a pro player who's been whiff punishing this and launch punishing this move for the last 20 years, and all of a sudden it's not at a tournament where it's already high stress, because these tournaments sometimes have thousands of dollars on the line. You might be playing to get sponsored by a team. You might have had to have paid for your trip there and back. There's a lot riding on these things, so it ends up becoming understandable why they don't want to change too much for the pro player side of things and the pro side of things, but also as a casual player or someone who's even slightly competitive, even for the pro players themselves who are unhappy with the current state of the game. Yes, things aren't changing too much now, so it's easier to adjust to the current state, but it sucks when the current state of the game you are not happy with when you play this for a living. Because regardless of how people are feeling about the game now, unfortunately, they are forced to play it, and they are forced to actually go through it if they play this game for a living. And yeah, developer blocking people on Twitter just doesn't look good either, which is why one of the biggest things they probably had to do was stop arguing with people like Michael Murray and Harada, like constantly having this back and forth with people. The thing about it is too, though, is a lot of companies don't do that form and that line of communication for this very reason, especially on Twitter. I understand both sides, right? As a developer, you cannot let your emotions or your ego show. Otherwise, you end up looking like Randy Pitchford and blaming more than half your fan base for why your game is unoptimized and broken for some people. But at the same time, you cannot turn around and also threaten these people's lives and give them death threats because the video game you love does not work the way that you want it to currently. It's very important to have this type of relationship where you can bring up the constructive criticism to where people can actually respond to your criticism and change it and be heard on a platform like this. Because if you don't, it's very easy for a company to just say, all right, we're done. This is one of the biggest things and one of the biggest issues we're going through right now is because for the character Armor King that's coming out next week, mind you, they haven't done a Tekken talk. For games like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, what's very common, and even Tekken up until a few months back, they would do these talks where they would talk about the character, their designs, and their visions for the character as they were going through making it from the ground up. What it took to make them, how long it took to develop it, and it gave us insight onto what it was to actually make a character in a fighting game. A lot of people don't realize, like for example, when Clive Rossfield came into Tekken 8 and people were upset with him and upset with them for doing that and felt like it should have been Tifa, should have been all these other characters, which is understandable. A lot of people don't realize just how many years in advance these decisions are made. So if at one point you want this character in the game or this character in the game, the business decision has already gone through behind closed doors to coincide with the popularity of a different franchise or different game entirely. Or for instance, when Armor King is released and a lot of people saw that he had stance mix-ups and seemed to be buckling down on the state of season 2, him having his weaknesses patched up, him being a stronger character, him seeming like a complete character, which is what people were not hoping for. Like part of what makes fighting games great and what makes using different types of characters great and wonderful is that all these characters have different strengths and weaknesses. All these characters have things that make them very good or very bad, which is why it's very entertaining when a low tier character who nobody thought was good and nobody thought anyone could use wins a tournament or does really well in a tournament. That's what's so hype about this, and that's why this is such a big issue. And one of the reasons, at least, is not only does it not feel good to play against, but it takes away that aspect of fighting games. It takes away a player's creative freedom. It takes away a player's effort to really make a character work, their identity, what makes them cool. These people in Tekken and Street Fighter, it's very easy to just kind of throw away their complaints as just somebody being upset that their favorite character's been changed or that they're just being negative for the sake of being negative. But we have to remember, these players have been playing these games for the last 2 decades. Some of these people have been playing Tekken longer than I've been on this planet. And when you have somebody who's been not only making their livelihood from playing games like these, and their livelihood is directly tied into whether or not this game is good or bad or this franchise sticks around. Because keep in mind, if you can be great in Tekken, it does not mean you will be great in Street Fighter. It does not mean you will be a great player in Guilty Gear. It does not mean you'll be a great player in Dragon Ball FighterZ. You might be above average because you're a pro player in one game, but it does not mean you'll have that same level of success in another game, which is why some people are so deeply emotionally tied to this, man. This means something to them. I never want to be one person to like undermine anyone's thoughts or feelings or invalidate them, because I won't, and I'm not going to. So it's very important to understand not only things from the developer side of things, but also the consumer side of things. And you have to have that perspective of combining both and understanding why the game is in the state that it is today and why a tweet like this is very worrying. Because if you have someone like Harada who's been very outspoken, who's been in front of everybody, who's been like, hey, you know, this is not what we intended. Because him and Nakatsu like openly stated like, yeah, this was not supposed to happen. We were just as surprised as y'all. So much so the people who worked on season 2 of Tekken 8 were taken off of working on Tekken 8 in terms of like balancing character adjustment, working on the game. Yeah, so like the old guard, Katsuhiro Harada and Nakatsu, anybody else who was working on characters beforehand, any changes now going through into the game does not get implemented without going through them first. So it's very likely that when Armor King, Anna, Falcon Rom, and characters like them are coming into the game, that either they were so far in development that there's not really much that they could have changed without significantly slowing down some aspect of development, or like before, communication was still broken between the higher ups and the people actually working on the game, which does happen more often than not. And I'm not saying this to actually discredit anybody who's upset or undermine their thoughts or feelings and saying like, oh, this should just excuse them, because it doesn't. It explains the behavior and explains the situation. It does not excuse it. I just think it's important for people to be well informed about the fact that a lot of this happens way in advance. So it's more than likely we won't be seeing the changes and fixes that they want to do until the start of season 3, which won't be until after Tekken World Tour ends. I'm theorizing maybe sometime around, at the absolute latest, if they want to retain a lot of their player base and bring people back, should happen in March. I'd say because they've been working on it throughout the year And I think what a lot of people have been theorizing is that they tried to speed run the esports aspect of things, make all these giant changes that people are going to love, so they wouldn't have to work on the game so much throughout its lifespan, and they would just immediately be able to capitalize and benefit from that giant patch. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people are going to have knee-jerk reactions over a lot of things being changed. A lot of people don't like change in general. They prefer things to be stable. But when you have something like this, you have to get it right the first time. Otherwise, you end up in a situation like we are now. There wasn't enough patching during the off season, and there's not enough patching during the pro season. So not only do you piss off your casual consumer base, but you also piss off your pro side of the player base. And very rarely do you get a game where you can appease both the casual players and pro players, because right now that is what 2xKO is doing. You can tell that is a game where they know what players want, both on the casual side of things and on the pro side of things. This is a game that pisses off the pro side of things and the casual side of things currently in its current state. But I say all this to say that a figure like Harada going away eliminates a line of communication so that we wouldn't be able to understand why the company is making decisions as they are going forward, which is very dangerous, especially for it to be in the state that it is now. We won't get an insight into what the developers are doing behind closed doors, why certain changes might be made, what they're going for, what they're aiming for, and we're essentially left out in the dark. If Harada goes away and Tekken stays, we now have to just wait and see what happens, because we don't have someone giving us a play-by-play anymore, which a lot of people take for granted, because a lot of people are using this opportunity to just like yell and scream at a person, and it's very easy to do, to have a public figurehead to blame for why a company is performing the way it is doing, or why certain things are bad, and why certain changes you don't necessarily agree with, because you want to feel heard. You want to feel you need a place to put that negativity to it. You have to attach it to something. But unfortunately, not enough people know how to contextualize that and how to put it in a way where someone can actually understand the pain and the hurt that they're feeling to actually do something about that. A lot of people will point at a situation like this and just say, fix it. And you'd be like, oh, okay, well, what's the issue? I don't know. Something's wrong. You need to fix it. Developers can't do anything with that. And unfortunately, there's too many voices like that, to the point where people like you and I, who may have better insight and may be able to actually talk about it, we won't be heard. Even Pro said, just fix the game. Yeah, like that's the thing. Is you'll see people like that who have some of the biggest platforms and biggest voices who will have those knee-jerk reactions and that anger and just be like, fix it. And it makes the game as a whole look bad, because now your favorite franchise that you want to grow, that you want people to be into, like, what is it? What can I compare it to? This is what you look like when you say Tekken 8 Season 2 is a good game. This is what immediately people are picturing in their head. Because God forbid you're someone who enjoys the current state throughout all its issues and problems. Those comments have to be, man. They have to be. But I say this as someone who understands both sides of the predicament and is really worried about this tweet. Thank you for sharing it, by the way, Trinetta. I really appreciate that. Can we clap it up for Trinetta? Thank you. But also, Dana, I agree with you on the whole literacy crisis. Anti-intellectualism is on the rise. You're going to be seeing a lot of, I'm not reading all that. A lot of, Grok, can you summarize this summary? Siri, can you give me the Spark Notes? Like, you're going to be seeing a lot of that. A lot of people who don't know how to sound words out. Because keep in mind, being illiterate does not just mean that you cannot read. It also means not being able to understand the text, not being able to properly sound things out, not being able to critically think, because critical thinking is at an all-time low. Those are all skills that are important. So when we see a tweet like this, it's important to be able to read into what it may mean deeper. That whole meme where it's like, oh, the author said the curtains were blue, symbolizing the sadness and how they may be feeling in their current life and time. And then the next comment under that is like, no, the curtains are blue, so the curtains are blue. Like, it's funny. But it also symbolizes a bigger issue. Is a lot of people, it may not be that deep to them because they refuse to see it as such. But when one of the biggest spokespersons of a game like Tekken comes out and says after Evo France is over, we may not have the chance to see each other for a while, this should be worrying. Immediately you should be thinking like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Because keep in mind, after Tekken 7, we almost did not get a Tekken 8. We almost did not get a Tekken 7. In general, because Tekken Tag 2 bombed so badly. The reason why people are saying we need another Soul Calibur game, but don't have another Soul Calibur game is because you niggas didn't buy it. And what makes it worse is Soul Calibur 6 was actually good.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
With anger, mind you. Bust with anger, mind you. What's up, Rayvon? Seething with rage. But this is why stuff like this is so important. And I never want to be somebody who's just constantly covering stuff that's negative, but I want to make sure people are aware that if you want your favorite franchises to stick around, their favorite games, not excusing any of this, by the way, this is just me talking about a separate subject, but something that implies and comes into the overarching conversation, is that if you have a company or a game that you really like, that you really enjoyed, the game was good, make sure you go buy it. As long as the game is good, as long as you're happy with the product, and make sure to tell other people to support it. Keep in mind, this is not charity. These companies, the majority of them are not hurting for money, but if you want to see more of that franchise or more of that thing, buy it, support it. I have a Linkin Park album in the back. Chester is gone, but the band is still here. I love Linkin Park, so I will still go back and support their albums and buy the new albums because I also like some of the new music they are doing. It's important to support them while they're here. Sleeping Dogs, which is a franchise, what could have been a franchise because they originally wanted to do it too, but the studio had to close down. People called it a GTA clone, but people say it's one of the best GTA clones they have played. But now people are buying the game for $2 and $3 and wondering what could have been. We could have had a sequel if more people just bought it initially. It just did not sell enough for them to actually do the sequel. Same thing with Darksiders 2. Darksiders 2 didn't initially sell well, and we almost did not get a 3. It didn't do like almost well enough for them to the format getting a 3. Because not to mention, these companies all have metrics they have to hit. Just because a game may sell 1 million copies may not mean it sold enough for the higher ups to be like, okay, now we can greenlight a sequel. You've sold enough to win our faith to go and make another game because we know people will buy it. That's what happened with Soul Calibur 6. Not enough people bought Soul Calibur 6. Was it Soul Calibur 6 or was it Soul Calibur 5? I'm pretty sure it's 6, right? 6 was the last one. I typed in 66. My mind and my mouth is going to two different places. Yeah, so the original director who literally had to stake his career on the line of Soul Calibur 6, it didn't sell well enough. So not only did he lose his job, but we also did not get a 7. And I say all this to bring it back to what we're currently discussing. The fact that this man stepping away could be directly tied to how the game is performing and the community outrage around the game. If Tekken 8 does not do well, it's guaranteed we more than likely will not get a Tekken 9. Or that we might even see Harada again in the gaming space. It's not uncommon for a game to fail and for a studio to close and for people to kind of have to go on to move to other things. But people aren't reading, people can't read, and they can't articulate their own thoughts in an effective manner. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Some of that is on the influencer side too. Because a lot of influencers just love going to anything that gives them money. Just spouting out opinions for people to follow. As long as it gives them a bag. I hope one day to never become anything like that. But yeah, this is why a tweet like this is important. This is why a tweet like this matters so much. Because this could mean... I'm not going to say it could mean the end of Tekken. I think that's going a little too far. But we don't know. We don't know exactly what this means because it's a little vague. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But it could, at the very least, mean that he will not be talking to us for a while. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. This is why almost anything and everything is hinging on this Season 3 patch being good. Potentially the future of Tekken is on the line here. Potentially. I don't want to say that to fearmonger, but potentially that is where we're at right now. That being said, let's talk about a fighting game that actually is in a good spot right now and seems to be turning out really well. I know Jay and I were talking about this earlier, this trailer. I haven't seen it. I purposely wanted to react to it on stream. I try to stay as authentic and genuine on stream as much as possible. I think that is the most important thing you can do as a human being, is uniquely be yourself, because there's only one you on this planet. And a lot of people will take not being popular with the crowd they're currently surrounded by as them being no good, them not being a cool person, or just in general not being worth anything if they aren't providing something, if they aren't giving the people around them some type of value. I just want to say the best thing you do for anybody, your community, and those around you is to be yourself. If you have a particular hobby, something you're passionate about, something that you very much enjoy, but the people around you really aren't with it all too much, that's okay. Does not mean it's a problem with you or necessarily a problem with them. Sometimes people just don't click. But unapologetically, almost always be yourself. Unless you're in like those particular moments where you have to code switch for a job or maintain the status quo so that you have a roof over your head or a place to live. If you're going in any room, regardless of people who employ you or people who don't, or people you like or people you don't, be yourself at all times. Do not force yourself to put on the mask to make the person around you feel comfortable, because the best thing you can do for yourself and for everybody around you is to be yourself. That means it is okay to exist in a space as yourself, and it may inspire somebody else around you who you never would have talked to otherwise. I'm very happy to be able to sit here and talk with you guys a few hours out the day, to have conversations like these, and to be able to talk to you guys like this. As little times we get together, it really means a lot to me. In your basement, the safe space, you know. Oh Lord, anime speech. I try not to sound like a preacher or a shill or anything else like that, but I think it's important to put out positivity there in the world. I think if you're someone who has a platform or even the tiniest bit of influence, or you're surrounded by a group of people, that it is your duty to be your authentic self and to put your best foot forward at all times. Sometimes you may not be able to do that, and I think that's okay too. But I think the most important fact is that you try.
God damn it. I am in charge of the most
What's up, Telfer? Welcome back.
of super-powered morons. God, they're fucking children. Always
Streamers and content creators talking about the state of Tekken 8.
complaining and fighting amongst themselves, and leave me to clean up after them. Lucky me. Fuck you, Nolan.
Man is not scared.
Fuck you, Cecil.
Oh my god.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Oh my god. Yo. He can shoot projectiles? That's cool.
Time is valuable. Lights.
Oh my god.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
I also love the fact that they were able to do a character like this and make him more accurate. Like, yeah, zombie, like other fighting games would probably just had him hitting people and punching them and kicking them normally. But the fact that they had this much attention to detail for the people who watched the show, read the comics, and played the game, like are going to play the game, this is such a good thing. This is a good sign for the game. They actually care. And the actual creator of comics actually came in and helped work on it, and you can see that.
Stop right there. Do it.
$1 billion teleport, by the way. That's cool. And they also have registration open for the closed alpha currently. So if you guys are serious about trying the game or just are curious, want to see what it's all about, something you can register for. It's a tag fighter that actually gives you other opportunities to fight back too. It's made by the same developers who worked on Killer Instinct, as well as some different and familiar faces, as well as the creator who worked on the actual show in the comic book. So if you're someone who maybe, Mortal Kombat isn't quite doing it for you this year, this might be a good opportunity to step in. An excuse maybe to play with your friends and stuff like that. I don't know if it has duels the same way 2XKO did it, to where two people can play on the same team, but that's another game you can try, a free-to-play fighting game, 2XKO. If you're someone who's just curious about hopping into the fighting game space and doesn't want to spend $60 or $80, hey, I'm right there with you. But games like 2XKO or Multiverses, if it's still here, even Rumbleverse, that being the wrestling battle royale, that was a good opportunity to step in. But you still have moments of time like 2XKO or Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising that has a free to play option. If you can get these games on a deal, if you're curious about them, you're on the fence. Games like these you want to look out for, because games like these normally aren't full price. They aren't going to cost you 60, 80 bucks. A lot easier to hop in and try out a game like this and see if you like the space and just want to be a part of it. Yeah, that's why I said, like, what would have been Multiverses? Multiverses is done, unfortunately. Came out, unreleased, came back, unreleased again. It was like, yeah, no, we can't do it. And that, unfortunately, was due to one man in charge. Finding out they wanted to do characters like Benson and everything and had to like go with somebody else instead, which is how we get characters like Black Adam or Marvin the Martian. Freaking Stipe from, what was it, Gremlins? Yeah, that I wasn't too happy about. I wasn't too happy about when I found that out. The people Texas teleport, yeah. But that's all our gaming news for the day. Right now, we're gonna be playing a smaller game that seems to be a lot of fun, but a lot of people just haven't heard about. It's called King of Meat. No Diddy.
Negro, please.
That's the wrong sound effect, but we're rolling with it. But we're gonna be playing it. We're gonna be trying it out. Seems to be a fun title, fun game. And I've just been kind of just trying to put the word out there. If you're someone who's looking for more co-op games to play with your friends, this one you may want to keep an eye on. Let me actually launch it. We also talked about the Ghost of Yote controversy earlier. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but people have been photoshopping giant boobs onto that character. The main character being a female Ronin, who was actually really dope, mind you. Like, she's a cool character. It's just that same crowd who was unhappy about, or who I'd say would happy about, the Civil War Assassin's Creed game being canceled, which would have had you playing as a former slave and fighting members of the Ku Klux Klan. Like, that was dope. That would have been dope. But because of all the controversy they got with Yasuke, they decided not to do it, which I'm so mad about. Because if you play Red Dead Redemption 2 and Mafia 3, some of those best missions were attacking the Ku Klux Klan and spinning a block on them. But I also think it's just unfortunate from a diversity standpoint. Like, one of the best things about certain movies and TV shows, like with Invincible making the Amber character black, is like, oh, now there's another one of us on screen. I think that's always the sickest things when media and comic books and everybody does a character like that. Like Echo and Arcane and League of Legends, when people call him having the Killmonger haircut, it's actually his haircut. Before Killmonger did it, he did it. Like, characters like those, having just a dope character like Yasuke, or like Naoi being a Japanese woman, which is nice to have another woman on screen playing a major role in a video game. Like, that's dope. Still for everybody involved, man. Like, why characters like Static Shock being a superhero matter so much.
Live and unedited, from the thumping heart of the universe, comes the wildest combat event imaginable. King of Meat! Tonight, every night, 4 brave contenders pit their skills, cunning, and questionable fashion choices against the most deadly dungeons, menacing monsters,
oh god,
traps, and puzzling puzzles that our corporate sponsors can afford. And it's broadcast, simulcast, trimalcast, quadruplecast, live everywhere! It's the universe's most twisted...
This looks so sick already.
So step up, stand out, and stomp your way down to the Construct Coliseum, where only the best of the best of the best can truly be called King of Meat.
Nice. Oof. I agree.
Game entry menu narration.
Oh no. I do not want to do that. Let me see if I can fix this so the bars aren't on the sides either. Crossplay is on, massive volume. Oh yeah, so like, I'm pretty sure the average gamer isn't informed. Like even me, like I'm considered an enthusiast by this point because of how much I'm actually in the space. Of course, like streaming, that's gonna happen. It doesn't look like we'll be able to adjust the graphics like this yet, so. Oh, this is the resolution. Let me see if I can fix it. Or is this just the menu? I need to see if this is like the actual game. What if we don't full screen it? Okay. Okay. I guess it's just like this for now. So what I'll do is I'll refund it on Steam and I'll buy it on PlayStation so I actually don't have to play in the white screen like this.
Meat Milk presents Meat Mania X VIIX VLC. Free! All of your favorite King of Meat contenders.
And here we see the adult male troll in his natural habitat.
Oh my god.
Or someone you loved has been severely injured in the King of Meat match. Hello, everyone. I'm Curved Beak, alongside my co-host, Destructar.
I am Destructor.
And today, our top King of Meat match features a solo run by none other than the unfathomable Balthazar Scorpex.
I am Destructor.
And waving a wand over a cauldron. And I just knew. My husband is a wizard.
Our next question. What is the longest and only running sporting competition in Lorgog history?
And of course, this set includes everything the up-and-coming contender needs for the perfect run.
I'm John Treehorns.
Can I on Tuesday? Pull that for you, Wolf.
Up as Calamari Max has been off the hook, hopping from platform to platform, IRL.
I wish for...
Remember, all wishes are considered unlicensed magic and punishable by arrests, fines, and eye pecking.
Oh my god.
Nobody in a construct Coliseum.
Yo, what's up, meters? Mr. Meat here, and I fill the Construct Coliseum with the most treasure chest in King of Meat history.
You won't get past my dungeon, Lord Blaster. Lord Blaster!
Hey, yo.
Yeah! Meat Mania! Meet your destiny!
Who will be the next legend of King of Meat? Who?
There's so much happening. I love this.
If you think you have the heart, brains, and delicious bird-like gizzards to become a contender, head down to the Audition Gauntlet Show. Fame, fortune, and glory await those selected. Free t-shirt and funeral arrangements for everyone else. Destructor, think they have what it takes?
I am Destructor.
And we don't get paid unless you die.
Oh my god. You see what I can do here? What I'm gonna do is, as we're playing through it. Oh wait, actually no, it has ultra wide support, just not for the cutscenes. Okay. For a second, I was like double checking and triple checking. I was gonna literally go buy this game on PlayStation, and so I was gonna go through the intro, and then immediately buy it, but apparently not. I've been lied to. Normally, I try to check way in advance if a game has ultra wide support or not. Maybe this one does. It's holding my actual. Let me go through all these apps. There we go. But yeah, Topher, I realized that not everybody wants to stay informed, and that's perfectly fine. And that's kind of why I do what I do. And it's also kind of the hard part because since I cover so many different articles at any given time, is that I end up seeing a lot of news from different sources at different times. So like I'll get news from one source and then 2 days later, another source will pop up. I can't believe you punched me, really hurt. But I love the characters in this game so far. Like this game has so much character. Do you think the Audition Gauntlet shows as possible as they say? Oh, he's just flexing over here. I didn't know he also did Prince Ling from Fullmetal Alchemist. But this reminds me, excuse me, of a game like Mod Nation Racers. If you guys remember that kart racer on the PS3. And League truly did make something special with Echo as well. But I miss when games let themselves be games. Like not every game has to act like it's a movie or it's the plot is super deep, the characters are super all over the place. Oh, if I swing, does everybody like get scared? That's what performance enhancing meme. Call the necromancer to audition gauntlet shows as hard as they say. Are we meant to be wearing blue? This is cool. I like little touches like this in the game because stuff like this makes the game feel alive. The universe buys into what it actually is. It believes is what it's trying to get you to buy into. But I love games where like they treat themselves as game shows and they have an announcer, a narrator, an audience. Like this is them clearly showing you the behind the scenes of it all.
That's it. Stand in the spotlight. Oh, you're quite fresh and undamaged. Oh, I can see that. Welcome to King of Meat. I assume you're here because you are a great performer. Ready to take on our Colosseum? Go on then. Show us what you can do. Oh, I see. Well, at least you got a nice deck. All aspiring superstars first need to make it through the audition gauntlet show. Survive that, and you just might survive an episode of King of Meat.
Mass skills, you see it?
Need you to go through the door there.
Oh, hold on. We got air combos? Yo, wait a minute. We got a dodge button? We got a double jump? Or like a little bit of a glide? Yo, wait a minute. There may be some sauce here. I'm not ready. I'm gonna throw up. Oh no. Oh. There's a lot of bones here.
Please welcome a new and unspoiled contender to the audition gauntlet show. They face fire, they face chasms, they face some really big hammers. The best kind. Give them a cheer. This new contender must prove themselves by getting through without being crushed or burned to a crisp. And perhaps we'll see them again. Best of luck. Right, I need a cup of tea and one of those Swiss rolls.
You know, I really liked playing Blood Bowl. And this does give me those same type of vibes either, as well as, I mean.
Your humping technique so far.
You going around, you're carrying the ball, and then somebody punches you in the back of the neck, and the commentator's like, ooh. And then somebody dies on the field.
Hammers!
The trick is not to get killed by the giant hammers. I got it. We know what we're doing. Easy money. This gives me Wipeout vibes, too.
Oh, yeah!
Camera sees everything on King of Meat, and you got your own personal crew watching every moment. Control what your camera points at by using the right stick. Look at that, the crowd in the back. This is all I ask. If you're giving me a setting, buy into the setting. Immerse me.
Dummies frighten me. But they don't seem to frighten this contender.
Kill the dummy, you dummy. Yeah. Watch your mouth.
Oh, yeah!
The best way to make friends at King of Meat is by hidden folk. Oh, we got power attacks? Oh, wait. We got just frames. That one was for you, Dana.
The bridge is out.
Okay.
How can they possibly get past this?
Oh, yeah!
Want more airtime? Don't we all, pal? Midway through a jump, press A and hold A again to stay longer. That's funny.
Your legs makes you hump further. That's just physics.
That looks hot. Okay.
Oh, yeah!
Found yourself face to face with a hideous chasm. No fear when you're in the air. Plus B to do a belly flop. What?
Now they face
That's funny.
fire.
So it's like an air dash. Large super fire. I gotta go through it, obviously.
Tremendous landing there. 5 points. Oh, shove that switch. I could have made sound rude, but I am a professional.
I'm glad he realized, because I definitely thought he said show that bitch. Oh my god, that man is dead. I'm dead. That happened so fast. You know the drill, champ. You gotta use a box to get up. Get up to get down. Get down.
Oh yeah!
Okay, so they even have like tutorial keys over here for people who don't read, or people who just may not know at first.
This contender has the big brains.
The big brains. I love it. I'm a sucker for stuff like this, man. Like, the kid in me is loving stuff like this. There's that aspect of me that never grew up. Oh my, oops. Like, I'm still a responsible adult, but a corny joke will make me laugh and bust up every time. And seeing small things like this will always like make me smile.
The bombs. Ah, yes. Bang, boom, boom, pew. I love this stuff.
And that is a part of yourself that is very hard to not let go. Be a deer and fix the elevator, will you? Free labor? No.
Elevator, this. Seems excessive. The contender's final challenge awaits. The crowd hold their breath. Will we get the sweet chaos we crave?
The objective being like a teleprompter.
This contender needs
not teleprompter. What's the word for it?
Stops to thrill this crowd. Every move they make will be rewarded with a hard-earned glory.
This game is 4-player. Oh, whoa! This game is 4-player co-op, by the way.
Every unique way this contender finds to eliminate their enemies fuels their glory even further.
Okay, so there's some incentive to actually use different moves.
They've done it! Our contender has done it! The gate is open!
Oh, money?
Is pouring from the sky! Isn't this what life's all about?
I love free money. It's money and it's free.
Splentastic, splendidly-uptious.
Love to see that. No, no, my money. It's disappearing. Wait, hold on. What's this? Okay, no, I thought that might have been out indicated to break something. Is there anything in these boxes, or all these boxes and barrels is here? Oh, okay, they increase their multiplier in your score. What is this? Meat Phoenix? You're alive! Congratulations, this way, please. Okay, okay. Oh, no, wait! They baited me! Okay.
Did it. Well done, you! You didn't even get squished by a hammer! Sign here, please. No, 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 no. I wouldn't bother reading it.
I'll contract them like, oh no, it's not even in a language I can read. No, is this Latin?
Now you can use the fancy door. Oh, you big fancy person, you. Grab that key. The key for survivors. The key for, well, backstage.
Man, we were just talking about media literacy and everything and reading comprehension. Somebody would have been like, yeah, I don't need to read all that. This game has a lot of charm to it. I'll be playing more of this.
Go on. Yes, your new coach is waiting for you now.
Like, look at
range. You can't miss her. and say hi to everyone from me.
This art style, I don't want to say it reminds me of like Bob's Burgers because it doesn't. It's like more so closer to the Rick and Morty art style, I think. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it seems like it would be in the same vein as those cartoon shows, almost like Big Mouth. Like for the adult animated shows. 116% of your earnings go to your coach. That's what you sign. High key. If you die, we get to sell your organs on the black market and use your likeness in an AI image.
For your patience, your death is important to us.
Your death is important to us?
The Iron Law Plaza.
Ooh.
The backstage legends of King of Meat. Fame, fortune, and fame await you. Welcome, contender! Your legend starts.
I swallowed a fairy. Why do I?
Grok, what does this contract say? No.
Just come and see me, contender.
Chat, should I sign my life away for this contract? They're offering me $1 million. It might be worth it. All right, if you guys drop 200 gift subs in the chat, I sign the contract. Like, oh no. Death is inevitable. I must be early in the queue for my protein. Oh no. Wait, is the meat former contestants who've died? Have you taken a break, Jerry? Oh, this is cool. It makes it seem like all the monsters and everybody who participates in the show is actually paid workers. Are actually paid workers. You gotta graffiti something good, like a political message? I respect it. I like stuff like this because it's very aware, it's very satirical. Kind of like the world of Helldivers 2. The same way Starship Troopers is like a whole satirical parody of America. Especially during like the whole Iraq war. Contract was to agree that Game Pass can in fact go up, please. You think Golden Anvil mind that we're just hanging out here spitting lava in their front lawn? That's funny. Like, this makes me want to go around and explore and just see what the character's gonna say, what they're gonna do.
Newcomer, you're not ready for regulated magic use just yet. You're ready for Rosalind Rage, though. Go see her.
Come on, bro. I'm trying to see what that blue magic tastes like. Trying to get some perk juice. Maniacal laughter is a side effect from regulated effects. Latest clinical. Oh, these are actual players over here too. That's cool. So we get to just see people in the world going around. You know how hard it is to find a fabric elastic enough to fit over a troll's neck?
Ooh, you're new. You'll want to head on over to talk to your new coach. I'm just wardrobe, you see.
And this is cool too because it shows that they have in mind like some safeguards, some things where it's like, okay, you need to go talk to your coach first. We still have dialogue lines and we're actually like people, but you need to go talk to your coach.
See Rage. Don't keep her waiting. You'll rile her up. Then she crushes 10 times harder.
I like his design. I like his voice. You know how hard it is to make a dangerous dungeon also a safe dungeon? Oh, this is the mascot of the game. Buzzworth Billy?
Billy loves helping, but Rage loves helping channel enthusiasm, which it looks like you need.
Ah, I put my finger on it. It reminds me of the Hades art style. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't played Hades 1 and 2, you definitely should. Great games.
A fresh face, is it? Not one of the used up faces like mine. You had a chin wag with Rage yet? She'll see you right.
Like these characters all vibrant, they have color, they have style, they're uniquely themselves. It's very difficult to find a game like this in this day and age, which is why when I see something I like, I want to give it my money. Because not only does the game seem like it's good, but you can tell that a lot of thought and feeling was put into it.
To King of Meat!
It's made with love.
A live slot very soon, but first, let me introduce myself. I am your coach, Rosalind the Heavy, the Dreadful, the Pressure, the Rampage, the Crown's all-time #1 crusher, Rage. You can call me Rage. I had to sign my coach's belly button to get my first TV appearance. But luckily for you, those days are largely over. And I'm not that sort of coach. So let's get started.
I don't want to just gloss over that. Let's ask. I don't know. Do I want to ask her? I'm curious. Feel the same way, Toffer? Giant woman, large muscles, big club. I'm in.
Not as bad as it sounds, actually. Small surface area, quick completion. Anyway, this is my road to stardom.
Like V in Arcane?
Better rewards, more fame, more self-worth. Are they the same? Doesn't matter. All you have to do is be a
Amazonian women from Futurama?
die.
Zarya from Overwatch?
You survived the audition, so you've taken your first step.
This contender's got a brand new twang. Experience the crossbow, the most reliable long-range offense on TV. Deadly damage and twangy aesthetic. This weapon won't leave you high and dry. It'll leave you...
I think I'm just a sucker for strong women.
The crossbow, the #1 recommended destruction supplement.
Okay, so we got a crossbow. Large magazine, reliable, quick reload, low damage, rapid rate of fire, versatile for all ranges, and if in doubt, take the crossbow out. Cool.
My advice? Get to the Coliseum, perform in a league, reap the glory.
Nothing will replace my love for black women, though.
You'll need it.
You have now access to your contenders loadout. Okay. Some of other contenders in the party menu. So there are different. Oh. Well, this is nice. I guess they give you this for having an Amazon account. Oh. What's brown and sticky? Oh my god, a stick. That's funny. Partners, Panther's sword and shield, imbued with the rare essence of a panther's claw. Tiny siege weapon for your forearm. Okay, I feel it. I feel it. Ooh, this bear has been in the wars. Gargazel head. Panther's helm. Find your inner panther. Put on your head. Let me get the Gargazel head. Pink casual vestige. Keeping the torso area fashionably covered up. Hug and squeeze them. Never leave them. Protect the battle knee with this battle knee pad. Perfect for migration if you're into that kind of thing. Panther without pants would just be a hair. I hate them, but I love the joke. I love the joke. I love the joke. Battle mitts, grippy, stretchy, and protecty. That's what you want to hear from modern mitts. The softest touch of them all. Claw your way up to the top and be nice about it. Comfort and compartment in the same shoe. Plush footwear made of fur. You can wear these on your back paws. Yo, getting on TV got a man's shoe game looking serious. Okay. Where does this go? Oh, we decide where it goes? That's cool. I didn't even know you could do this. That's a pleasant surprise. Take notes, Tekken8. Let me stop. And I could place it anywhere. Can I get it on top of his head to go above the ground? I think that would look cool. How do I rotate it? Can I not make it stand up? I should be able to. It's like almost there, but not. Please. There it is, like almost. What? We just had it. All right, there we go. Oops, no, it's just not. It's not right. It's not right. All right, we gotta get this just right. Just right. Oh, it's still clipping. All right. I promise you guys, I'm not going to spend an hour on this, but you know, well, what they say, you're only as good as you drip. Look good, feel good, play good. Drip or drown. All right. Cool. No. Why is it doing this? Almost. We're like halfway there. Good enough, I guess. It'll have to do. If I wanted to, if I had the patience, I could like put 2 bolts on the side of the crown, like here. I normally never like do stuff like this too much. I guess I have the patience because I thought about doing it and I immediately wanted to do it. But even something like this, cool. I was able to start the game and immediately make something kind of original. We got body paint? Don't tell me that. Oh my god. Can we change the color? It'd be cool if we could. I don't think we can though. All right. Let's get in there. It'd be horrible if I just spent all that time customizing a character and just die immediately.
To the Coliseum! This is where you choose what kind of live show to perform on. Team up or go on a solo adventure. This is your portal to glory. These are the leagues. Each one has its own identity, but all will give you sweet, sweet rewards. Good luck, contender. Ruff.
Hey, she just barked at me. Hold on. What you trying to get into? Let me stop. Lone Wolf, check out solo adventures with unique rewards. Oh, so this is cool. They got different tiers for actual dungeons, it appears to be. Casual difficulty dungeons, kickback, relax, slay a Skellier 2000, easygoing dungeons, perfect for beginners and contenders just looking for a bit of casual chaos. Balanced difficulty dungeons, not too tender, not too tough. The Goldilocks difficulty, I'm calling it. These medium rare dungeons are right in the middle of difficulty scale, classic King of Meat for the purists. And Imperial League, which is our hardcore dungeons. Sharpen your weapons, guzzle your tonics, the toughest dungeons on TV, slay or be slayed. Any body parts left behind will be turned into a delicious meat pie. Oh, okay. So yeah, that is, they're actually eating people out in the streets. All right. Nothing you're not unfamiliar with if you are into Warhammer at all.
Be a hero if you're flying solo. These calm TV shows will showcase you and you alone. Perform well and you will be rewarded handsomely.
Master your skills with the Golden Anvils weapon training. Or explore Lord God's mysteries and solo adventures. Guess we'll go with the Pierce for now. I think we'll try a multiplayer one. Let's try a multiplayer one, right? Let's see what happens. Extra meat on the bottom. Hey, yo. Doom and boom, uphill rumble. So we get to vote. Let's try this one.
Elevator music.
Thank you for your patience. Your death is important to us.
You are listening to...
I like good elevator music.
Good evening, folks. You're watching a brave trio descend into the madness of a fresh dungeon.
Oh.
Survive. Will they thrive? Will they... What's another word I can rhyme here? Drive? Chive? Perhaps jive?
It's all cooperative, I think.
The dungeoning begins. Our contenders are ready, and by the look of them, quite dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, loot and more loot.
Oh no!
That's why you're here. Yow!
I think the same thing happened to him and I. These skeletons are not playing. I just hit the ground.
This team,
ooh.
They're on a show. They'll work together. Destroy.
Okay, cool. We can blind fire too. Oh, we have lives. So yeah, it's. I guess it ends if you all die. Oh, this is gas. Oh, I don't know if those are on the timer or not. Do we have any more treasure or anything lying around? We do. So you can miss treasure if you're not careful. Oh! Him and I took damage from it. Oh no!
Smash that stuff!
Ah, I'm so sorry.
That's good television.
I didn't know. I didn't know that's what that would do.
Incredible! 1, 2, 3 enemies all together. Standing in there. When contenders mighty up, and we really see some action.
Oh my god, he's actually dead. Like those guys are not coming back. My back.
That's a big.
They're throwing giant balls at us, please. King of meat, bro. Hey yo. Chill. That didn't happen. Let's just pretend like nobody saw anything. Oh, that's unfortunate. I bounced off his head and belly flopped out of the healing field. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. For a second, I wonder how easy or how hard the easy ones are gonna be, but yeah, I can see.
Smash! What? Look at those bits! Every
Okay, we should save that. We should save that.
professional damage dealer. Give me the old ba-ba-ba-ba. That's it.
Oh!
Stick moves.
There, Yvonne, if I got some time later, let me know if you want to play this.
More than 1, 2, 3. Oh, lots of enemy kills.
Ooh.
Satisfying glory move.
I'm being jumped. It's like Jiraiya when he was fighting pain all over again.
2 and 1. That's 1 plus another 1. The glory. It's coming up. Finishing line.
Oh, 10 seconds remaining.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, The contender is dungeon complete, but someone didn't.
What?
Victory. Oh, shared triumph. Oh, well done, everyone.
That was fun. And it didn't last too long either. What's our final score? Oh, 186,000. So we should have the gold trophy then. Nice. So we've already unlocked some cosmetics just by playing, which is always a good sign. We have the option to either play more or... Oh, we could bookmark the dungeon? And you could tip people who make dungeons? That's cool. Yeah, so this thing is mainly going to be community ran, if I remember correctly. So it's going to live or die by how many people that can actually get invested. Having fun. Apparently, so far from what I'm seeing, Battlefield 6, if you guys don't remember, just recently came out today. Apparently, it's reportedly sold an estimated 1.8 million copies on Steam and made over $100 million in pre-sales alone. And so far, it even overtook Dota on the Steam DB page on the second spot. And not a lot of games have been able to ever do that, which is like Valve's flagship MOBA, for those who aren't aware. It's a game that inspired League of Legends. Because League is a simplified version of Dota. Well, let's go back to the town and see if we can find a better matchmaking that way.
Oh, your King of Meat debut! Congratulations, contender! Now, come and see me. There's someone I want to introduce you to.
Hold on, before we go do that, what did we get? Oh. I think this looks better. Choose thoughts. Oh, these are healing pings, I'm assuming. Let me get the usual suspects out the way, right? Thumbs down over here, thumbs up over here. Cheer on the right. Well, no, we already got one for waving. Or are these just icons? This is good. Okay, so it gives you some different ways to actually communicate with your teammates if you want to. How do I change the banner? Interesting. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Game runs really well too.
Contender, I love what I'm seeing in the Colosseum. Pandemonium! But how about this? Magic-induced pandemonium. Yep, magic. The legal kind. The safe kind. condoned by Lorgok's Department of Magic Control. And I have it for you here. Contender, meet Professor Beak.
Charmed to meet you. I'm Professor Beak, head scientist at Regulated Effects. All of our magic is regulated, researched, and show-stopping.
I don't believe that. Just a small feeling.
Rosalind assures me that this will be a beneficial collab for all involved. And so, from Regulated Effects, we have given you your very first glory move.
Ooh.
Seek my presence at the Regulated Effects HQ when you're ready to purchase more.
There's officially licensed magic in the air with Glory Moves.
Oh my god.
These legal magic-powered moves, and Glory is just a hop, skip, and an abomination away. Open wide because you're the proud owner of the Repulsive Belch. Tastes as good as it looks. They're magic, they're legal, they're disgraceful. They're Glory Moves.
Oh god, so we're burping on people. A sanctioned magic combat move that emits a spicy blast of knockback from your mouth hole to anyone invading your personal space. Crazy words. Gotta use it.
Now, Contender, some people in the plaza want to talk to you. Go make yourself seen. Then get back in that Coliseum and show them what you've got.
Nice. No great television is made alone. The locals in the plaza are critical to your success on King of Meat. Talk to them to earn gold, unlock upgrades, and more. Appreciate you popping in again, Dre. Look for icons above a character's head. They have something important to tell you. Any equip glory moves in the loadout. This icon is foul. This move is foul. Are we burping up bones? Never Love just lost in Battlefield story mode. Oh, well, probably about the time the halfway the stream is over, you'll probably be halfway through the story. Let me know how it is, how you like it. Heard it's like less than 9 hours, right? Or 9 hours or less? Well, that's good. Nothing wrong with a campaign being short and sweet. But still kind of crazy, it's only 9 hours.
Welcome to the Venture Inn. I run this establishment with my wife.
Ooh, I love my wife.
We are not only the home of Lorgok's most forbidden cocktails, but also
for sure
Tender's most dubious side gig, Triumphs. Triumphs, yes. You try, I umph.
You try, I umph. I'm sorry, do you have a pencil taped to your head, sir?
Complete these, come back for your rewards, and me and my associates will get you more. Wink, wink, tinky, tink, okay?
Oh, yo. What did he just offer me? Y'all hear that? Yeah, I love what this the voice actors are probably reading the script and laughing, bro, just dying. Oh, you get a preview of the item right then and there when you unlock it. That's cool. That's a nice touch. I don't know, most people who are watching it may seem like a bare minimum thing, but a lot of games do not do this. And you have a button to unlock all, but I just kind of want to see it. Budget footwear because we can't let a gladiator go barefoot. No way. Taste for blood. Came over here for the title alone, knowing Jay is over here causing problems. Vita, what's up? Funnily enough, I think I got off light this time. I think I got off light today. Luckily, it didn't have anything to do with the title, but more so the title of the stream. I got lucky today. Because it's about being a better person. But welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy to hear that you made it through Friday. Very blessed to have you all here. Thank you guys for coming through today. Really appreciate it. Mr. Beast. Oh, you get rewards for completing his Dungeons specifically? That's cool. Because I forgot they collabed with him too on some of these. But it's nice that they are actually giving me cosmetics for just playing the game.
The more triumphs you complete for me and my associates.
But if I had no liver, I wouldn't get hungover.
Associates can get you. Off to the Coliseum you go.
That's funny. But I can't complain. Well, I can, but I just don't want to. Mainly just chilling, having a good time. Waiting to go into work myself today. Networking is simply making friends, build relationships with each of the locals by supporting their plaza professions. Each relationship milestone brings unique rewards and an expanded selection of goods. Remember, the real drama is off stage. I really like how this game is buying into the whole show business aspect and showing that just what happens on TV isn't what you see, but also it's important to foster those relationships and network offline. I guess if you wanted to, it could be a metaphor for streaming as well. Or you could make a comparison to streaming as well, not a metaphor for streaming. Because a lot of people, we see what these creators and as far as content creators and streamers, what they do on camera, but a lot of people don't see all the work and time and effort that's put into these things off camera as well. Me has bigger muscles than you. Me says so. All right. Oh, wait, what did he say? I have to leave and come back, I think. No, I'll never know. Is it at a certain angle? That's funny. But I'm really enjoying this game so far. We did some gaming news earlier. Covered some canceled games and some studios, what they're going through. Some new Xbox news, some new PlayStation news. Well, an Xbox rumor and some new PlayStation news. This looks cozy. Bet you half my debt that Angus Breakblade or Beak Blade sets fire to the Coliseum again. I bet you half my debt the Coliseum sets fire to him. Bartender sure hides some weird things up here. What are your passions, your hobbies? Bombs, explosions, things that go bang. Are they on a date? They are. Everybody needs love, you know?
Hello. Looks like you're ready for a costume change. Welcome to Orsa's Outfitters. Boutique, wardrobe department, and fashion house.
Voice acting is very nice.
This is my stock. We have a variety of pieces to help contenders find an identity that is right for them. Avant-garde to smart casual. I champion it all.
I really gotta say, me muscles bigger than your house. If the review, oh, thank you, Viva. Vita. I don't know why I want to say Viva so much. I think because I keep thinking of the old game Viva Pinata from Xbox 360. My apologies. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But another thing I like that this company is doing that some people might gloss over is the fact that I have the same helmet in a different color. And I think because I have this helmet in a different color, they're giving me the other colors for free. A game like Destiny 2 would have charged you for 3 colors. Unfortunately. Headguard provides some style that's better than no style, eh? That's what that says there. This one provides some protection, which is one step ahead of none. So they all say different things too. Let's have a bucket helmet. So far, there seems to be a good selection of different items to get. This looks fire. Well, before we end up buying one of those. Oh yeah, so that is what's happening because I unlocked this jacket earlier as well. So it looks like if they have multiple copies of a singular jacket or an item in multiple colors, they'll actually give you the rest for free if you buy one of them. Slightly worn tracksuit with makeshift armor components. Tracksuit has been worn before. It smells like it too. I can wear this one if I want to get my tracksuit Gohan going on. I like this jacket actually. Actually, I'm taking this one. Go hell for leather and armored style. Oops. So much of this stuff just matches. It makes sense. It's funny. Feel comfortable and breezy while you round kick someone's head. That's funny. Why are my feet so small? They're like comedically small. Leather jackets for your feet. Way the warrior involves keeping your hands warm at all times. Probably gonna need a new helmet then. I want to go with this one, but I also want to go with this one too. I like bucket hats. Fending off shade thrown by your enemies. I love the little messages they have for these two. This is where all my money is gonna go, right here. Like, we're just gonna be here. Hewn from lightly cursed wood, its bark is worse than its bite. I like that they made so many different skins for the starter stuff too, and didn't make you have to like pay out so much money before you could get anything else. I think that's important. It's not like you're stuck in a brown shirt like you would be in 2K. Uses crossbow to kill from behind, such a snaky move. Funny. Oh, you could buy different decorations to put on your character. I like that too. It's gonna be your bare hand, surely, right? Oh, that's the meat.
This has been lovely. The more you buy, the more stock I'll be able to get you.
Nice. Now we gotta put a mustache on the character, right? We can't put the mustache down there. It's gotta be like right. All right, hold on. All right. Slowly but surely, we will overcome this hill together. Get this mustache on the face. Oh no, it's cricket. Oh wait, there's different body types? I was not even aware. I was unfamiliar with their game. So wait, we can either have a snatched waist, the opposite of a snatched waist, a burly body, muscular, or just straight up fat. Gotta go with the chunky one. I think I have to be okay with the fact that it's not gonna be perfect. There's not gonna be symmetrical. It's not gonna line up the way I want it to. I have to be okay with that. Not on this helmet. Makes sense. You're buried the big pause between fights. Spare me. That'll do. Oh, now I can edit the banner.
Put your banner everywhere. Astonish your audiences with it. Dazzle them. Absolutely terrify them. Whatever you need to confirm your capacity for good television.
I like how she was supposed to be in my ear like that. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna have this one, right? And of course this one right now, but I want something different. Your mate tried to ruin yours when you're designing it, had the banner. Let's talk to some of these other people as well. Zark Tongworth?
I, Zark Tongworth, your loyal representative of Golden Anvil, am your guide to weaponry. A mentor, perhaps. Maybe even a sort of husband. No, I have said too much. With Golden Anvil's weapons and upgrades, you are a burgeoning phoenix, rising from the ashes of your forebears' conflagration. See here.
I hate this guy already. That's funny.
When you use Golden Anvil weapons in the arena, you are telling a story.
Ooh.
How will you write it? Will you write it in steel, iron, blood, or glory? Introducing our most technologically advanced line of products yet.
Built-in HD camera is crazy. Hey, that got gory real quick.
With Golden Anvil, we let you write your story. The way you fight your story.
Feel different. I just watched the in-game ad. The games like this in the finals can get away with it.
Weapon Challenge Utopia. These are Golden Anvil's carefully curated challenges. Complete them in your performances, and you'll unlock delectable upgrades.
Because the game is self-aware and it knows what it's trying to do, and it's actually funny. Complete challenges, increase the weapon's rank. Oh, okay. Gain improvements to your weapon each rank. Oh, so you can unlock different attacks and different combos and stuff? That's interesting. I was not aware. Yo, this game has some depth to it. I thought the combat wasn't going to get any better, which, you know, I would have been fine with. A little disappointed, but I would have been fine with. But no, apparently you can get different abilities and different combos and things. So there's some actual incentive to stick with a weapon. And there's a different logo for every different NPC, I think. I think that's what I'm seeing. Which is really cool. As a Brit, this is actually what it feels like watching TV in the US. For real? That's funny. Can't even blame you, because yeah. Could tell what it's heavily inspired by at the very least. Okay, so this one appears to be reload speed, ammo. Yeah, I wouldn't even expect the crossbow to get too crazy. Oh, we can block? They didn't tell me how to do that. I'll figure it out. This is cool though. Like this is dope.
Take this offline, contender. Should you wish to be mentored by a weaponry expert, me, just attend some of my weapon trials in the Coliseum.
Thanks to the Golden Anvil stomach acid upgrade, I've been spitting up enough lava to cover every dungeon. That's funny. A skateboarding Phoenix showed up to my house the other day in a BSR uniform. Oh yeah, what do you do?
Come back when you have the proof of experience.
All right, I guess. I don't want to talk to you anyway. What about you?
Oi, oi, contender. I'm Keith Vertex, leader of the Bone Pickers Dead Performers Union. Welcome to our home. My union is for the skellies you contenders bishop out in the Colosseum. Because skellies being the only undead cast members doesn't mean we don't got rights. Here, feast your meatballs on this.
The monsters in the dungeon have unionized.
In a world filled with pain, there's no easy refrain.
Oh my god.
Like your heart made of stone, and share it with the bone.
No! You monster!
Tens of thousands of skeletons are senselessly broken, burned, liquefied, and
oh my god.
In the King of Meat Coliseum, the Bone Pickers are dedicated to doing something about that.
Thank you.
We get them back on their feet, pelvis bones, and spinal columns to give them another chance to party!
Alright.
And when you sign up with the Bone Pickers, you'll be helping the skeletons get the level of dub-stepping, glow-sticking, regret-in-the-morning tattooing they'll need to not just survive in this world, but to actually get ahead.
Thank you, Bone.
I hate them.
And thank you.
Share your heart with...
This is so good. It's so good. They have a QR code.
Got Rindley. She sure don't come cheap. That's why we set up our union shop. And we sell something we know you contenders need. Self-expression. Let me show you.
I didn't even realize. Where's his other hand?
We got thoughts, we got thinkies, we got poses, postures, signs and salutations. We've got all the ways to express yourself here.
This is so good. Oof, ouch, yay. What if they have one that says 5 big booms? Bob's your uncle cheeky went into the meat grinder. Butter my biscuit? Life is pain. I'm a bit rubbish. It is Wednesday. Sparkle on by Cool World. Skill issue? Oh no. Sticky meat, lazy meat, sir meat, Mrs. meat. Oh no. Fresh slime ball. Lazy meat.
Come back often, because you've got to let your feelings rip in the Colosseum. Better out than in is what my mama used to say. Well, she may have been talking about something else.
Hold on, what has he got for me?
Some people in here look like they need a drink. A drink in which something swims.
Oh, that has some chimes already? Oh yeah, so everybody has their own unique thing. Sweat marks show up the worst in light blue. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait, am I just constantly unlocking stuff now? Hold on, let me talk to her one more time. We're gonna go into a new dungeon.
Hooey! Contender! Seeing as you're at the start of your career, it made me think about the start of my own. Yes. Take a gander through my runway walk of fame.
Hers is so nice. Okay, y'all. All right, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go into the dungeon. Let's go into another one. I have to change to some fresh meat.
The Comp TV specials are live events with an ever-changing roster of challenges. Do well in whatever event is currently on, and you'll reap the rewards.
Okay. Wonder how long it would take to find the game. I don't know how many people are actually playing. Might have to go in solo. Damn.
The Comp TV specials are live events with an ever-changing roster of challenges.
Oh, okay.
Do well in whatever event is currently on, and you'll reap the rewards.
All wishes are considered to be unlicensed magic and are punishable? Yo!
Calling a celebration of spikes. But what are spikes and where did they come from? No one really knows. But whether on armor or dungeon walls, we love to see them. Let's go now live to see what our contender makes of them down in the Coliseum.
Welcome, contender, to Pure Bills, the show where dungeon designers are challenged to create death trap dungeons with only one kind of death trap. I'm Thane Gortusk. You can usually find me at Beach Shall Ride HQ, but tonight I am your host because we're focusing on spikes. And where do King of Meat spikes come from? My ancestors' claws.
Oh, really?
If you make it far enough through this perilous dungeon, contender, you'll even get to meet the designer herself, Miss Horatia Hogg. Spikes away.
All right, let's get in there. Oh, we got checkpoints? Oh, we can change our weapons and stuff before we hop in? That's cool. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was gonna run past it. I thought I was gonna be able to go fast enough.
According to my notes here, Horatia Hogg, renowned designer of this dungeon, is a noted spike enthusiast. You and me both, sister. I can't wait to discuss the ethics of this. But not yet. You have visitors.
Oh, more skeletons. Oh my goodness, I can't see because of the camera. I should have pushed him into the bikes. Okay, so there is stuff in the actual boxes. Skeleton sympathy disappeared quickly. Oh yeah, it's either them or me. They knew what this was. I'm all for skeleton independence until they try to get rid of me. But it seems like they have a functioning ecosystem here where everything just complements one another. This is a TV. This reminds me of Smash TV. Oh, and now the TV's gone. I didn't know me just dropping him would break it unless it... Yeah, now it's broken. Is that a toaster? It is. Okay, so these are just items meant to throw at people.
The spinning spike. What the? I recognize these spikes. They're my grandmother's claws. She was the very first claw donor to King of Meat. For her payment, she had a lengthy legal battle with Construct, and was eventually paid off with a condo in Lorgog Springs, where she retired and was immediately killed by a stray.
Find a bath is crazy. Oh my goodness, she was killed by a straight silver bullet. Yo, that got dark really quickly. Wait, he just told us how his grandma died. Everything is not as it seems. Getting those spikes. You know what? Let me... I was facing the wrong way. No. And you go. But nah, that was the equivalent of an anime villain giving you his sad backstory and then proceeding to try and kill you anyway. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But all my sympathy is gone.
These ran over trucks. And over there.
Ow. But this is the first time I heard of spikes being in werewolf claws or wolf claws. But that's pretty cool. I think it's a dope idea. Almost didn't make it. This chest is alive. I hope I didn't just murder this chest because the eye is no longer moving. Yeah, like these wolves have to be huge because what do you mean this is what their claws look like? Like, is he a devolved version of those wolves or what? Or did they just over time, like, was this the evolution, just having smaller claws?
You're still alive, contender. So it's time to meet your creator, Horatio Hogg. Please tell us how you acquired the family heirlooms I have been trying to get back for years. Horatio, are you there? Something tells me you should hit the switch, contender.
Oh, is she dead?
Oh no. Well, she's dead, and for once it wasn't me. Murder. Not on live TV. But you'd better get out of here anyway.
Yo, what do you mean she was murdered on live television? Why is he so casual about this? I know y'all weren't friends, but yo. There is some treasure I intend to get to, sir, and... Ow, ow, ow. Oh, you know what? I know how to do it. Game is insane. I love it. Same. Now we're using the old noggin. No, I was fat shamed. Alright, cool. Money, money, money. Yeah, just how casual about it, how he was. She's dead. Like, what? Let's get hit us with the niggas die every day, B. You tough, right? They had to have seen that coming, yeah? That's really cool. That felt really nice to do. Oh, wait. Have some toaster. Got a bone to pick? No, he's saying bad puns while he's shooting at me. I got something for you. Don't run now. That actually does damage. That's funny. I just hit the spikes. That hurt. Oh my god, I was taking damage the whole time.
At least you survived. Tune in next time to Pure Builds for a dungeon titled Extreme Switch Flicking, which thankfully has nothing to do with my anatomy.
Okay.
I, for one, will be tuning in because Pure Builds crossed murder mystery. There's a crossover I didn't know I needed.
Imagine dying right at the finish line there. That would have been ooh. Embarrassing. These spikes are still active, by the way. "10 seconds. Okay, once one person crosses the finish line, it starts a timer for everything else, it seems. Wait, there's so much more treasure. Are those D20? D20s? They were. They were. Oh, and it's the scoreboard. Okay. This game is unhinged and very fun. I just hope we can find an audience. Let's go to the next dungeon.
Elevator music.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Curved Beak, coming to you live from the Construct Coliseum. Like many of you, I have, on occasion, been asked to use my brain. A painful and humiliating experience. But it's also what will be asked of contenders in this next dungeon. A grim web of puzzles is posed in steel and stone. Will our contender have the answer? Let's find out in King of Meat.
Welcome to Pure Builds, the TV show where famous dungeon creators are challenged to design death trap dungeons. with only one type of death trap.
Oh, that's why they call it period builds.
And make sure to say the murder in the last episode was just a silly little prank. Oh, I mean, the murder in the last episode was just a silly little prank.
Hey, yo.
I am your host, Orsa Featherweight, because this episode's designer has been challenged with showcasing the Switch, whose iconic red pleather padding was designed by me. Go on, whack it. You won't be seeing those seams burst.
You said murder? What murder? Oh, so is this like a puzzle? Pretty sure we're going against skeletons for now, but I'm pretty sure there's also other types of enemies as well. As we saw in the advertisements. Oh, how do we get up there? Oh.
Our creator, Prof. Button, was quoted saying, "The Switch has a unique talent in drawing the contender's eyes seamlessly from puzzle to paradox." Well then, I'll bet Prof. Button.
That's crazy.
My choice of Cinnabar Red for the cladding rather than the more commonly used vermilion, which is 11% less bright.
So there's secrets we can just find like this? That's cool. And players could design that too then. Got some puzzle action going on. Okay. Gives me the feeling of playing Orcs Must Die. Oh. Do the roar. Reminds me of people would go around screaming "Fools or die," like in Skyrim. I don't know how to block yet. Oh, he's just love bumper. Okay, so that doesn't actually do anything. What? That's cool. I wish you could smack switches and get them activated like that by shooting with the crossbow. But that's probably just so nobody cheeses the levels, I guess. Is it the D-Source? Welcome to the Panda Army. Thank you so much for following. Appreciate you. Hope all is well today. Don't know if you had any time to spend with this game, but it's very fun so far. Ooh! Some skeletons try to jump you like this. I was gonna say, is this man gonna keep jumping? Oh, wow. All right, so let's use the box for cover. Out there. Don't run. Oh my goodness. I keep thinking it's gonna stay locked onto them. It's not. I was about to do that. Okay, it's nothing important. Wait. So. Nice. Oh, now we need that box again. Yeah, you could tell how much love was put into this thing, man. Oh, whoa. All right, so we're gonna take care of y'all first. Cool. They really just tried to jump me right there. Oh, there's no vaulting or mounting, I think. Oh, we already hit that, apparently. Oh, okay. Oh! Because I went the belly flop on top of his head, it actually made me keep going. That's crazy. Can I stop these? Oh, I can. Oh, that's a camera. We definitely don't want me taking that out. Cool. Wait till I get over there. Lava bath for you. Oh, not for you, but for you, definitely. He's running so far. I wanted so badly to push him into the lava. Oh, okay. We're gonna need that box after all.
Off button says, not all in life is as swift as a switch, but a switch inside the soul can swiftly switch the switch within us. Profound.
That's a tongue twister. Oh.
Cage. This creator knows the importance of texture combinations. The soft squish of the switch cladding beside the hard mineral quality of the bars. Exquisite. The creator at hand is Professor Button, and she has entitled this dungeon Extreme Switch Flicking. Oh, Professor Button, wow. It's an honor to see my work embodied in this way. Complete this next set of puzzles, and we'll get to meet her directly.
I hope she isn't dead too. Oh, okay, I see her. wait till I get my hands on y'all. Oh, I didn't even have to touch them.
It's time to meet your creator.
Wait, did I miss anything? I did. She's dead too? Oh no!
Professor Button? Oh no! Ollie was right. There really is a murderer. Oh, I feel a little.
Ursa, I've got you. What's going on here?
Foul play! Murder!
The bird saying foul play.
Where did you come from, Ollie?
Oh, don't you worry about that, Ursa. You're okay now. Contender, go forth. Make not a single clue unturned. What in Logot's name do we have here? Who would do this? The next dungeon is a showcase of dummies just like that one there. You must conquer that dungeon, contender.
Save us!
Let's get you away from
There you go.
Ursa.
Didn't expect a serial killer in a game like this. There's probably nothing important, but I want to destroy it anyway. Okay, yeah, no. Is indeed a murder around here. Yo, what's up, Neo? Doing well, doing well. Had a decent time. Probably gonna be heading out here soon just because I need to eat and do a few things before work. But had a lot of fun playing this game. Might play it more in the future, really just gotta see. But it was a good time. These in-game advertisements are killing me.
Interested in building your own dungeons? You should try it. It's all part of the show. Go see Buzzworth. That sweet little weirdo will get you on the right track.
Interesting, interesting. Well, I do appreciate the fact that this person invited me to their party, but I'm actually up off. Oh no, don't accept the request. There we go. I had to make sure that was taken care of. Almost gave them false hope. Oh no. There we go. But he said at this point they canceled, so now you can eat, and the client was trying to rush you for their session. Interesting. That's wild. Guess they weren't going to be able to make it or something like that. Well, Nia, I hope that all, even though that all happened, that you're still doing all right, that you're having a good time. That all being said, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for coming through, for hanging out, for being here. Really means a lot. I wanted to say, what's the word for it? The Diosaurus, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Pan Army. Really appreciate that. But Dre, thank you for being here. Jay, thank you for being here. What else we have? Vita, appreciate you coming through. Rayvon, Topher, Dana, Trinetta, Wolf, Zombie. I think that's Morty. Almost we got Morty. Just going through the list, making sure we thank everybody and Rogue as well. Anybody else who also may be lurking in the background, really appreciate you guys too. We'll be back again Monday. Probably more Dying Light, just trying to make sure we finish the game. I don't know what game I'm going to do next. Might be Ghost Yote. Might be Tekken, just because we have Sea Viper and Armor King both dropping next week, and I do want to get my hands on them. I do want to try them out. I'll let you guys know. We'll definitely be more than likely moving forward to finish Dying Light, though. I do want to finish that on stream. I don't like starting games and not finishing them, especially on stream. So that all being said, we're going to be raiding out to someone. If Tony and Boom are still alive, I'll raid one of them because they're doing a whole Little Nightmares co-op right now. So I do want to show them some love. Drop you off there, maybe if they're still playing. Oh no, they're both gone. Okay, so is there anybody else? It's looking like we're going to be rating Cesar. If you guys don't know, he's currently doing a playthrough of a horror game called Fears of Adam Carson House, which is part of a different series of scary stories, I believe, that are based on real life experiences. Something like that. I'm not entirely 100% sure on the lore. But that all being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and or night. You're all wonderful people. If you're on Twitch, stick around for the raid. If you're on YouTube, stick around for the outro. First raid message for everybody sub to the channel. And the second one is for everybody that isn't. But do know, regardless whether or not you sub to give bits or anything of that sort, I appreciate you guys for giving me the one thing you cannot get back, and that is your time. But I'll see you guys Monday with a mental health discussion, some more gaming news, and more Dying Light. Y'all take it easy. Let me turn off the music. All right, bye. You guys in here, thank you so much.